Alliance. Then it's Hanover at home on the 9th. The 16th sees Anderson coming here. They're at Manchester, then at home against Bluffton, at Franklin, and then they will have Mount St. Joe at home. All of those HCAC games from October to the finish of the season. For Wabash, they traditionally have opened up a non-conference play. They don't get a chance to stay outside the conference very often, and it's Rose-Hulman tonight. Then they're at Hiram, Allegheny at home, Denison at home, Oberlin, Worcester. Then they're at Ohio Wesleyan, at Kenyon, Wittenberg, and then, of course, they play a bell game against DePauw on the final weekend of the season for Wabash. Wabash has, again, won their conference 2 years ago in 2019. They didn't get a chance to play at all this last year because of COVID restrictions. The HCAC did have an abbreviated spring schedule where everybody got a chance to play approximately 5 or 6 ball games, and some will say that helps. Other coaches that I've talked to within that league thought that it was probably a hindrance, and they didn't want to see their players play in the spring and then turn right around and play in the fall. So both sides of the aisle, everybody's kind of talking about what's going to go on, but it all ends tonight as we start this season 2021. It's Wabash at Rose-Hulman here on Indiana Sports Network. We'll take a break and come right back with the rest of our pregame.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order?
One red, white, and blue slush float.
I'll get the slush. I'm on ice cream and strawberries. Order up. Sonic red, white, and blue slush float.
At A Plus Printing, we do it all. Screen printing, business printing and documents, printing for weddings and senior announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms, promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A Plus can print it. A Plus Printing in Brazil.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
So what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Terre Haute, Indiana, as you see Rose-Hulman assembling right before they take the field here at Phil Brown Field. And you're looking at this as an odd thing for Rose-Hulman, and you don't know how everybody's going to come back off of the COVID treatment that we had this last year. And again, in the spring, playing 6 ball games, Coach Jeff Sokol at least knows what he has coming into this season, where Wabash may not be so lucky, although they would have practiced in the spring.
Yes.
And that extra practice without the pressure of playing allows people to get a lot better.
You know, the one thing that you just can't replicate, you can't replicate live action. You can't replicate taking hits against an opponent. And you just see Rose-Hulman coming onto the field as they getting ready to begin the 2021 campaign. But boy, I just am really excited. You know, the first game of the season under the lights. I know it's a little rainy, a little damp, but it's not that bad. Haven't had the downpour that we could have had, and so the surface will be good, but plenty good enough. The players, I don't think we'll see a whole lot of slippage out there. We're going to see some good football. So I'm really excited to start this season and to see what both of these teams bring to the table this year.
And when you speak of both of these teams bringing to the table, the number one thing, both of them have returning veteran quarterbacks. They both can play well. They're senior laden as far as their leadership. Liam, when you look at Wabash's starting quarterback in Liam Thompson, an outstanding athlete from Indianapolis North Central High School, he's had a good career. He led them to the conference title in 2019, and he's back for a return season, listed as a junior, 6'1", 198, and he's the real deal throwing the ball. Very accurate, very understands the offense very well, and has made Wabash a very consistent football team. That's why they're nationally ranked. For Rose-Hulman, their quarterback in Andrew Dion has a chance to break a lot of career records here at Rose-Hulman. He's had an outstanding career as well. The senior, and one of the things when you talk about senior numbers now, for him, his junior season, he only had 6 ball games.
Right.
And so some of those numbers may be a little bit misleading, but we're going to see 2 excellent quarterbacks have a chance to do that. And the outside thing that is really interesting for tonight's game is is when we look at the receivers, and we'll be able to do that when we return. We'll take a break, and we'll come right back with the start of this action.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 1 Crave cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
1 Sonic Crave cheeseburger.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And the captains are getting ready to go out for the coin toss. And what I was talking about earlier, Noah Thomas has come back as a graduate student here at Rose-Hulman. He's the career leader in all kinds of receiving statistics, and he'll be back on the field as one of the starters for this receiving group, and that allows Rose-Hulman to have what I think is a very deep and very well-rounded set of receivers for Dion. The question mark for Rose-Hulman is going to be that offensive line, and when you look at the starting lineups for this evening, Noah Thomas will start at one of the wide receiver positions, number 8 from Indianapolis. Number 7, Alex Grisak, is a junior from Havre Grace, Maryland, and he's going to be the tight end. Left tackle is Aiden Sturgeon. The left guard is Justin Pearson. The center is Chris Schultz. The right guard, Kenneth Gibson. Right tackle is Mason Wetz. The wide receiver on the other side is Daniel Hury, and he'll also deal with some of the kick returning as well. Adam Taisalu is going to be one of the wide receivers. Your quarterback, Andrew Dion, and running back, Shane Welshins. Wabash has ended up with the football because Rose-Hulman won the toss and deferred to the second half. So let's take a look at the Wabash College Little Giants as we look at the offense for the Little Giants. Tight end will be Jackson Klaber, number 89. Left tackle, Brandon English. Left guard, Thomas Bolin. The center is Joe Mullen. Right guard, Nathan Peretz. The right tackle is Dane Smith. Wide receiver, Cooper Sullivan. Heisman Skeens, number 9, will be one of those guys as well. Nick Hammond is at a wide receiver. Liam Thompson, number 2, is the quarterback. And the running back to start out with will be Donovan Snyder. As Rose-Hulman gets prepared to kick this one off, specialist for Rose-Hulman, Brett Tuttle will handle the kickoff duties for Rose-Hulman as he'll get prepared to do that. And for the special teams and the Little Giants, their kick returners are going to be Gage Bosinger, a freshman, will get one of those starts, as well as Derek Allen. We'll expect him to be deep as well for the Wabash College Little Giants. Again, these teams used to be in the old ICAC conference. They were conference foes until, I believe, 97. And then there was a switch going on where Rose-Hulman and Wabash both went separate ways. Wabash to the North Coast, Rose-Hulman originally to the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, and now the now the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. The 2021 season is underway. The kick goes all the way back. Fair caught. They'll bring it out to the 25, and Wabash will have the ball 1st and 10.
Oh, it's an exciting time of year, Herb. That first series of action, a lot of jitters for both of these teams and some coaching staffs, although they may not, admit it. But it's just part of it, natural to have some of those jitters. And finally, helmet on helmet, pad on pad. Let's get this thing going.
It's a fall football season getting ready to start here.
We're back.
Liam Thompson brings him up. trips to the bottom of the screen. He'll fake. He'll run. He's got a man slipped open in the flats and a huge hit for Rose-Hulman. Looked like 24 with the stop for Rose-Hulman. That's Rashard Brown, the junior from Columbia, South Carolina, with a huge hit. For a gain of 4, it'll be 2nd and 6.
You know, you have some of those misdirection routes. You know, a lot of times it's going to be open, but, boy, if you can close on that, just like Brown did.
Thompson with the snap, reads it inside zone. He gets nowhere, maybe lost a yard. We'll see what they say. Still 2nd and 6 as being placed there. No gain on that one as, again, Snyder with the run up the middle didn't get anything. 3rd down and 6. He'll fake, looks for everything. He's run to the outside. He has some room. Could pick up the 1st down. Does. They're going to get a holding call. Immediately they'll bring that one back. So although they'll move along, it'll bring it back. That ball should be placed somewhere around the 26 or 27-yard line, which would bring up about a 3rd and 8 when this one all is finished.
Some of those things that you have to be sound in as far as your technique and not allowing your opponent the extra yards, and that's what we have here. Wabash helped out Rose-Hulman. Would have had the 1st down and then some without that hold, I do believe. So Rose-Hulman benefiting from that penalty.
So it'll bring up, and they'll set the chains back. 3rd and 8 is what I'm looking at right now, and a big play here in the football game to see if Rose-Hulman can stop Wabash on their initial drive. Thompson with 3 receivers to the top. He'll get a rollout. Looks for somebody and pressured, and it's almost picked off right off of a Rose-Hulman defender. That'll bring up 4th down.
That's a great 3 and out there for Rose-Hulman. Almost picked off. Would have given great field position if could have squeezed that. Tough for a DB to go low into the dirt to try to make that catch. But good job for the Rose defense to start off with a big 3 and out to get off to a fast start.
And our returner, Jalen Hobbs, will step back for Rose-Hulman, and punt formation for Wabash is Joey Ani. Spread punt. They'll punt this one up. Gets a beauty, end over end. Hobbs takes the ball to 25. Tries to get the return to the edge. He goes up to the 28 and will return with the football here on Indiana Sports Network.
Chili's first because
Chili's
it's
the
like
star.
the star of it. And then cheese is just there to be like, I'm going to lift you up. It would be nothing without the Fritos and the cheese.
And cheese is like the hype man.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
I got you.
Yeah.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman with the football as they'll step up on this one. Andrew Dion sets the troops. Motion across. They'll run the counter back this way. He'll go nowhere. Picks up nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Rose-Hulman offense trying to get off to a fast start as well. And, you know, that offensive line we talked about, here we are, Herb, one of the youngest units on this team.
Again, very quick for Rose-Hulman. Moving out. They'll run the ball. Welshins up the middle. He doesn't go anywhere either. He'll pick up just a yard or 2. It'll be 3rd down, and it looks like 8.
And that's what you want to stay out of with one of the things you want to stay out of with a young line is those 3rd and longs, the obvious passing situations. Doesn't mean that Rose-Hulman will pass out of it, but it is a traditional passing situation.
Tight end at the bottom of your screen, 2-by-2 set. They throw the out. He's short. It'll be 4th down at about 4 yards to go for Rose-Hulman. They'll be forced to punt, and on comes the punting unit.
So a couple of 3 and outs there as he had a good strike, but can't make a man miss. And a great job defensively for Wabash out there on an island making the tackle.
And they'll set a lone returner in the back. Spread punt formation for Rose-Hulman. Solid snap, a good punt, but it's end over end, and he'll let it go and bounce. It'll bounce a while down inside the 20, down to the 12, and that's where Wabash will take over when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Wabash gains possession of the football. 1st and 10 off the 14-yard line. And a quick start off on the top of the screen. One of the wide receivers moved. They'll move that football back another 5. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Little Giants.
So second penalty of the evening for the Little Giants starting off. And that's not the way you want to start off, giving your opponent some extra yards and make it a little harder for yourself. But let's see if Wabash gets into a rhythm here.
Snyder's still in the backfield with Thompson as they set themselves, standing at the 3-yard line. Snap back to Thompson. He's got room. He's got a man open down the side and a picked off. A nice defensive play. Rose-Hulman with the football to 20, 15, 10, down to the 5-yard line. Rose-Hulman on the turnover. 1st and goal at the 5.
What an opportunity for Rose in getting a very short field off of that interception. Couldn't quite get it to the house, but got about as close as you can get.
So the Fighting Engineers with a huge turnover. He had a receiver open, threw it a little bit too far inside. Rose-Hulman's defensive back came in and made a beautiful play, popped that ball up. And the tip drill was in full force on that one as he picked it off and returned it all the way down. They'll say it's at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Rose-Hulman. Dion gets the football. Fade route in the corner, just threw it away.
Didn't have any room for his receiver to come down with it. Good coverage out there on the far side, Herb.
Tough one when you're 1st and goal to 6, and I thought I saw movement down there that really wasn't called, so it looked like the whole thing kind of was helter-skelter, and Dion just threw it away. 2nd and goal from the 6. Tight formation, Welshin's up the middle. He goes down to the 5, only gains a yard.
Tough sledding in the interior of that Wabash defense.
Well, again, Wabash is known to have a very solid defense, and that's why they won the conference title in 2019, along with being very consistent offensively. Dion with the call here at the 5-yard line. He'll pull out. They'll change the call. Snap comes in. It's 3rd down. He throws a slant. It's incomplete. No flags on the play, and a decision's made, and they'll go for the 3 points.
Easy decision to make there, the way they really haven't moved the ball. But boy, that ball was tipped up into the air. I thought maybe Thomas would be able to come to the back of the end zone, but it was too far outside of the back of the end zone to grab that.
For Rose-Hulman, Max Sage will do the snapping. Place kicker is Brett Tuttle. 22-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up. And Rose-Hulman is on the board, and Rose-Hulman leads Wabash here in the first period, 3-0. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So with 11:07 left to go here in the first period, Rose-Hulman gets on the board because of an outstanding interception returned down to the 5-yard line, and the Fighting Engineers convert that into 3 points. And with that understanding, Rose-Hulman will be able to kick this one off again. Brett Tuttle, who scored the 3 points, is going to be the guy that's going to kick it deep here and see what happens with Wabash. Again, very uncharacteristic to have a turnover that early for the Little Giants, but Rose-Hulman finds themselves in the lead, 3-0. Tuttle with the boot. He gets a good one into this. A fair catch again called for, and then we'll start with the ball at the 25-yard line.
That was a quick fair catch call. It was right away. We're going to fair catch, get out to the 25, and set up the offense. That was maybe predetermined?
Yes, very much predetermined by the team if they're going to do that. And some people say if that ball is kicked within the 5, especially at Division III level, you're not going to have a good enough chance to get it out unless you have a premier group that you're doing things with. And it gives them a chance to do it. No one gets hurt. It reduces injuries and what's going on. That's why they put the fair catch in to college football. Thompson throws, hitch on the outside, breaks a tackle, picks up 9. That's a really nice opening play for this drive for the Little Giants.
And that's one thing that you don't want to, that Coach Sokol does not want to hear said, breaks a tackle. When you break that first tackle, guys can bust a big one.
Cooper Sullivan with the catch on the outside for Wabash. Shift over to a trips formation. They'll run the outside scoop play. They've got it outside. Outside zone. He really ran it very well. Good blocking by the front for Wabash. And for Rose-Hulman, they're going to have to do a much better job of setting the edge on that and trying to turn it inside. Quick hurry-up offense for the Little Giants. They snap it again. They fake, and here comes Thompson. He could go all the way. He's on the outside down to the 20, out of bounds at the 15-yard line. What a tremendous read on the outside zone. He read the end collapse, took the ball, ran it off the weak side, and picked up a huge gain for Wabash.
Rashard Brown, the last line of defense there, having to make that tackle to save a touchdown. Boy, you pull that, and everybody was fooled.
That was set up because the play before, huge yardage was gained on that outside zone. And they're going to do it again. Side mount. He's got a lot of room. Could go in. Nope. He gets tackled up in a nice play by the strong safety for Rose-Hulman as he tackles him down at the 7-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Kaiser Bowen made a great tackle there. You have a success the last couple of plays with that zone read. And at some point, you have to make your key and stay with it.
Yeah, you're going to have to stop the play, or they're just going to go back to it about every third or fourth play. Inside, they're going to pound it up. He gets nowhere. Loses maybe a yard in the process. They're going to give him no gain on it. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Rose-Hulman's defensive line, a great job there, not allowing any push up the middle to give the running back any room to go.
And again, they've kept Donovan Snyder, the sophomore running back, in there, and he's done a nice job, but this time he just got hammered on it. Empty backfield, they'll move Snyder clear outside and make the inside players, the safeties, cover those wideouts. Jet, get to the edge. He's got room, and he's in for an apparent score. Touchdown, Wabash. Wabash scores.
What a drive for Wabash, 75-yard drive after a 3-and-out, an interception. Didn't start the way they want to, but they put a series together and came up with points.
Well, and they ran the football. They weren't trying to throw it, and they just literally turned that outside stretch zone play and scoop blocking into a really nice drive as they score. Handley will handle the duties inside, and this extra point's up. They almost got it blocked, and the ball went outside. So 6-3, Wabash with the score when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
If you're looking for a good time and good food, you need to go to Coach's Timeout in Brazil. Coach's Timeout offers great meals for the whole family. Steaks, tenderloins, hamburgers, and chicken tenders, plus great Cajun specialties. If you like good food and good company, you'll like Coach's Timeout in downtown Brazil. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And that was a good drive for Wabash as they responded. Rose-Hulman got on the board with the field goal, and now Rose-Hulman needs to mount another challenge, see if they can drive the ball offensively. They weren't able to do it in their first series. And for Wabash, that series was on the ground, and it was all outside stretch zone style play. And once they got the edge a couple times, Great play by Thompson as he kept the ball, ran it down the left sideline, picked up a huge gain, set them inside the 20, and once they're in the red zone, they just converted with a couple really nice plays. So we're teeing it up, getting ready to go one more time. The kickoff handled by Handley from Clinton area, South Vermilion High School. He kicked it down to the 4, and Rose-Hulman with the return. They'll get it up to the 22, and that's where the Fighting Engineers will take over.
Did a great job there chopping down the a would-be decent gain by Rose-Hulman. As they're going to get some tough field position once again. Looking deep at the 22-yard line. Not exactly where you'd want to start your drive.
So Rose-Hulman with the football, 1st and 10 on the 22. Dion at quarterback. Rose-Hulman's been able to run the football quite effectively the last few years, and it's the offensive line is what they're looking at right now. Nice completion off the edge. He'll pick up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And there's that quick passing game that we talked about off air that Rose-Hulman at some times is going to have to rely on. We've got an inexperienced offensive line. Thomas going to have to make some, Dion, going to have to make some quick reads.
Andrew Dion, they'll pull it out. Dion will run. He'll go nowhere.
Yeah.
As they picked him up, that side saddled style play, they'll flash the guy across in front of him, and he'll read the defensive end. That time it wasn't a good read as the end collapsed on Dion.
Well, Welshans, they read that pull extremely well.
3rd and 5. Dion crosser didn't get it completed. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, I heard footsteps there, and the ball popped out of the intended target. Is would have been a tough first down to gain, but to give yourself a chance. Maybe if you can, keep those wheels churning. You'd had a couple yards to power through, but when you drop the ball, you got no chance.
Well, what you're hoping for is he gets the ball and is able to run towards the sideline with no linebacker play, but Wabash was all over him that way, and the deep crosser was potentially open. Huge punt rush. They got it off. A fair catch is called for at the 35. Wabash takes over when we return for more action here from Rose-Hulman.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
Thompson with the football. Looks deep. He's got a man on the outside. Nice hook route right at the sticks. It'll be a 1st down for Wabash.
But that offensive line gave Thompson so much time and room with which to work that it gives him plenty of time to let those deep routes develop.
Well, and the other part is it's a little hard to get it out there. They'll throw it to the outside or bring it to the outside, and there's Rose-Hulman's defense as they stop him for no gain. A nice run opportunity outside by Snyder. He's gotten to the outside on at least 3 occasions, but they brought him down that time with a no gain. 2nd and 10. Again, Snyder, the lone back. Thompson, the quarterback. He'll step back with it one more time. Got a man post down the middle.
Oh, boy.
That's a potential for everything happening. Could have been the catch, could have been the pick, could have been a huge hit. Ball falls errant in the ground. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Definitely going for the hit, not exactly the ball. To be honest, I was worried about targeting. That's what I was worried about. That was a collision that could have happened that thankfully didn't. But as you mentioned, the interception, well, that would have been nice, wouldn't it?
That's how Rose-Hulman wants to play it. Potential on the drive. Screen pass set up on the left side. They'll pick up about 6 yards. It'll bring up an interesting opportunity. It'll be 4th and 4. The ball resting inside at the 48, and they've chosen to punt it away. See if they can pin Rose-Hulman one more time inside the 20.
Yeah, Coach Morrell had an interesting opportunity there if he wanted to go for it. I love the punt and the pin him deep. in this situation when your offense is starting to move a little bit. 4 yards is quite a bit to get with trying to give Rose-Hulman, not wanting to give them a short field.
And as we set up on this one, the punt, nice end-over-end punt inside the 10.
That's beautiful.
And out of bounds at the 4. That's where Rose-Hulman will take possession inside the 5 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
And he's outside the zone. The linesman had it called. It looked like a potential safety. The ball was snapped to Andrew Dion when he least expected it. That's kind of the way that one works. That's a loss of 4, or they'll give it a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Now you're in trouble.
You're in a bind, and Wabash has Rose-Hulman pinned inside the 1. And they're bringing pressure. Quick slant.
Look out.
He caught it. Woo. That's a tough one. Got the ball to 5 now. They're going to say he's up to the 7-yard line. 7-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Throwing that quick slant in the area of Jose Franco is dangerous.
I'll tell you what. Joey Ane right now, the punter for Wabash, has to be feeling like, hey, I did something great.
Yes.
Great punt, went out of bounds at about the 4, and that's what's caused this problem for Rose-Hulman. And they're still going to throw it out of here. Roll, throw it out, got a man open, he got the first down, and a really nice hook route on the outside, picks it up, the ball's rest now at the 19.
That was a big route. Great catch by Jalen Hobbs there to extend this drive. Rose-Hulman desperately needed that first down.
Quick snap, quick pump, screen pass off to that side again. Looks like Hobbs caught it, and they're going to call a hold.
Yep. And that was going to come back quite a bit.
You could see the defenders really upset over that one as for Wabash, their defensive corner outside is saying, hey, man, he can't just throw me down. And they picked up the hold call. That ball will rest back another 10 yards from the spot. Should put about a 1st and 18 once we finish marking this one off.
You know, going back to that punt, Herb, when I look at high school football, when I'm in the mindset when a team, say they cross the 50, and they have that 4th and short, 5 intermediate, I like to punt that ball, but so many of you guys like to go for it. Why don't you punt it and pin them like they did right there with Wabash? I thought that was a great punt.
It's a great punt. You have to rely on your defense. Shovel pass, and Wabash shredded. They got him back down at the 6-yard line. A great play by the Little Giant defense as they were all over it. Well, to tell you that one, the reason why is you look statistically is what you're doing. If you've got a punter and you know things are good.
Statistics.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying you don't see in enough instances, in my opinion, the team punting the ball like that.
I get it.
I think statistically that is the play to make, is the punt, especially early in the game.
I'm hearing you. I have gone to the coaching clinics where they say don't punt. This one is going to be a tough one for Wabash. They just need to hold Rose-Hulman from picking up about 22 yards. Rose-Hulman with the quick one on the middle, and they'll pick up some yards and give themselves a little breathing room to punt the football. Ball will rest at the 14, and it will be 3rd down.
Close to the original line of scrimmage now.
And they're getting excited. They thought you could see Wabash ran a guy on the field thinking it was 4th down. He'd already run off because of the punt. Quick swing pass. They'll pick up some yards and, again, get it back to the original line of scrimmage at the 19. And then We're talking about 4th down and a potential punt, and here comes the punting unit on for Rose-Hulman.
If you're going to run that screen, you can't throw it to the outside with your receiver has to spin around. You lose, 3-4 yards on that spin? You got no chance at that point.
Threw it behind him.
Yeah.
And made it a tough catch.
Very tough.
You do know, and I'm going to tell you, as the punters get set up on this one for Rose-Hulman, your punter is Andrew Toller. And Toller did some of the punting last year as well for Rose-Hulman. Bad snap. He's running. Threw it. Picks up no yardage, about 3 yards. Wabash will end up with the ball 1st and 10 at the 23 when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
It's your deal, your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on U.S. Highway 40 in Brazil. Your vehicle in stock with new inventory arriving daily. Your experience, shop in-store or from home. Your savings, new Jeep Renegade, $179 per month. New Ram Bighorn, only $369 during the Ram Spotlight sales event. Shop your deal, your way at yorkcdjrbrazil.com. Stop by today. We'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Liam Thompson hands it off, but tripping over the line was Donovan Snyder. And that's one of those where either the sniper got him or something else because there was nobody around him. He just tiptoed his feet, got it caught on the turf. Again, quick snap, pump fake. They got a man wide open down the sideline, left tight end as they went for that one. He's out of bounds at the 2. A tremendous throw, a great opportunity. That was a great scheme for Wabash as they found the tight end one-on-one with himself down the left sideline.
Jackson Claiborne wide open, then Wabash right back to the line.
And a wedge. They're trying to push him into the end zone. I don't think they're going anywhere with him. A nice play by the Rose-Hulman defense as they'll pick up maybe a half yard. We'll see if the stick actually moves on this down marker. It did move about a half a yard. He's inside the 2. Just inside the 2 is where the ball rests. Again, shotgun snap now for Thompson. He'll hand the ball in. No, he keeps it. He's running to the edge. He's got a chance, and he'll go in over the top. Touchdown for Wabash. Again, the athletic ability. We talked a little bit earlier, and you said something about, well, you saw Thompson play in high school, and you were like, okay, so he's playing at Wabash. What makes him different? What makes him different is his feet and his decision-making. That's what makes this guy really special for Wabash. Good feet, good understanding of what needs to be done.
You got these people thinking I've been talking mess about North Central now.
No, you haven't. Kick is up and good for Wabash. It's 13-3. Wabash with the lead, and we'll return for more action here from Rose-Hulman.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, as my partner Walter Gordon said, there's something about punting the football, and Wabash had great field position because they punted the ball at the correct time, but there are the old school guys will do that. And when I say this, some of the younger coaches have gone to statistics, and they say don't punt. Because if you don't punt, you have a better chance, and they look at the actual statistics nationwide. If you're not punting in those situations, you make more of them, and you actually score more points by not punting.
Is there a yardage factor? Like, say, from 1 to 4, from 4 to 7, from 7 to 10?
They say
just
no.
all across the board.
They say no. But again,
I don't
Coach
buy that.
Wabash did a great job in pinning Rose-Hulman and caused a lot of problems.
Sure did.
Good return over the side, but he still only get to the 25.
Call me old
and there's a lot of extracurriculars out there, and here comes the laundry.
3 flags. Can we get another?
I did some laundry at home, but I didn't put that many pieces in the washer when I got here. There were a bunch coming out, and these guys on special teams sometimes want to make a name for themselves, and that time They made a name that wasn't going to be very good. The coaches will all know it come tomorrow morning when they check out the film on that one. You don't want to get in a fight in the middle of a ball game, and we'll see what happens on it. They may be looking at a potential target. They may be looking at some other stuff, because when you run down and hit somebody blindsided, dead ball, they're going to call unsportsmanlike against Wabash. So they're going to move the football 15 yards, and Rose-Hulman will still maintain possession of it from there, and we'll see where it happens from. And since it was dead ball, the tackle had already happened. So the football will be placed somewhere around the 39, 40-yard line, and we'll get started with this one.
So it's first quarter, first Rose-Hulman game in 2021. We've already had our first disagreement. I think we're off to a good start.
We do this all the time.
Absolutely. We're off to a good start.
It's just a matter of whether you bring the right food to the dinner. And here we go. We're getting ready for this one. Again, both teams, and these teams haven't met since like 1997.
That's right. That's about 26 years ago.
Yes, and again, we're being talked in the ear saying this is the first game of the second season of the. I mean, good gracious,
yeah.
We're going to have to clarify everything before long here. It's just not normal. Rose-Hulman with the football. They'll put it at the 41, 1st and 10. Dion in the backfield along with Welchins. They'll hand the ball off. Welchins over the left side. He goes nowhere. Really good defensive pressure by Wabash.
You don't want to abandon the run game. You don't want to put too much stress on your offensive line. You have trouble on the outsides getting separation. It's like, which way do you go? This is a tough decision.
That scheme is trying to set up an RPO. The formation and the scheme is setting up a run-pass option. And we'll see if he does that. He does. Pulls up. Sets. He's going for the bomb. He's got Noah Thomas deep. He caught it. He's down at the 9 or 10-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. They're marking him at the 11. Huge play. Noah Thomas, the graduate student who returned to the team, catches a big bomb, and Rose-Hulman with the football, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
You wonder where you go? Well, you go that way. It's Johnny Lamb took the end of it.
Speed. There comes the bubble on the edge.
Block.
Hobbs, touchdown, Rose-Hulman. And you knew who the block was, too.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas with another outstanding play, not only on the catch, but also on the block, as he had his man on the ground. Great play. And one of my Wabash buddies is back over here saying, yeah, it was interference. So just the way it works. That's what happens. Everybody knows how it goes. And here we go. Rose-Hulman, the opportunity to draw this game a little bit closer. It's good, and Rose-Hulman scores again. It's 13-10, and here we are still in the first period. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So, talk about answering a big play. Rose-Hulman did on that one. A huge pass completion to Noah Thomas from Andrew Dion sets up the play. And now we're going to see, again, another opportunity for what's going on in this one.
And whistles. What are we doing? We're going to reset the clock, maybe?
Well, the old ball blew off the tee.
Okay. All right.
That's kind of how it works sometimes. And Kyle Rieberg kicks this one off. Fair catch, caught at the 5, and we'll start with Wabash football. This game looks to be rather fun. Both of these teams moving the football well enough, and there's been some great defensive plays as well. So Again, Rose-Hulman came out on this one. We didn't know what to expect with their offensive line. They still haven't been able to generate running the football.
At all.
At all. For them to be successful, they have to be able to run the ball at some time, and right now they're not able to do it.
Rose-Hulman really had 2 big plays.
Thompson with the pick, got it right down inside. Beautiful catch and a nice run and a first down. That's just throwing the ball to the open receiver. And with that one, that's Derek Allen, a sophomore, picks that one, and it's first down for Wabash. And that ability to put the ball on the money.
Yes, that's paramount.
Right at his chin. It was a perfect ball.
Plenty of steam on it, but not so much where it's uncatchable.
Cooper Sullivan finds himself lined up on the top side of the screen for Wabash. He was the man to try to get there. Potential offsides, and they're going to say it was an illegal procedure. Somebody jumped on the Wabash side, and that's what the official is saying. Wabash is pointing towards Rose-Hulman. And, it doesn't really matter who points at who. The official makes the judgment. He says it is a legal procedure, and they'll march it back 5 yards, and we'll start it again.
These guys are always pointing.
1st and 15.
Nobody ever commits a penalty.
Have to enjoy football right now on this one. It's been raining all day, but here we've had a good enough break that's been great football here in the first period. Thompson throws another hook right to the outside. Beautiful shot on him. Picks up 10 yards.
Into the first quarter.
And that is the end of the first quarter. It's 13-10. Wabash with the lead. We'll pause and be back for the start of the second period. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything you needed in cardiology care was under one roof? At Union Health's Heart and Vascular Institute, it is. Like advanced technologies and facilities, specialty cardio physicians, and expert staff dedicated to your heart. And because we're bringing new, less invasive procedures to the region, you have more options than ever before right here in the Wabash Valley. Your heart is in the right place at the Heart and Vascular Institute at Union Hospital. Union Health. Healthier. Together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Wabash with the football. 2nd and 4. Thompson throws it deep. He's got a man down the open. Off his back foot. He threw it 35 yards. Sticks it down there, down inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. What a tremendous throw by Liam Thompson.
We got guys breaking down the field wide open. This is the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen a receiver with a defender that was not within 5 yards of him. Makes it easy to complete those throws.
1st and goal at the 6. They'll hand it off, and he's down to the 3 and still driving, goes down maybe to the 2. We'll see where they mark this one. They're going to mark it at about the 2-yard line.
I didn't see on that deep shot. Was that a double action?
No.
It was just straight go.
Well, I don't know if the double action, but the issue was that Thompson didn't see him till late, and that's why he threw the ball off his back foot. It was a great throw. And we have a timeout on the field called by Wabash. We'll take that timeout as well. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
It's your deal, your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Your vehicle in stock with new inventory arriving daily. Your experience, shop in-store or from home. Your savings, new Jeep Renegade, $179 per month. New Ram Bighorn, only $369 during the Ram Spotlight sales event. Shop your deal, your way at yorkcdjrbrazil.com. Stop by today. We'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order?
One red, white, and blue slush float.
I'll get the slush. I'm on ice cream and strawberries. Order up. Sonic red, white, and blue slush float.
watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So we're talking at break, and Thompson just changed his body movement right in the middle of what he was going to throw and turned and chucked that ball 35 yards, and it has an opportunity for Wabash to score here. Inside, they're at the 2, fumble, and they got it. The ball's loose. His ball's still loose. Rose-Hulman scoops it up. No, they're still loose. Now he scoops it up. He's at the 50. And on the other side, a fumble that's scooped up clear at the 43-yard line at the other end of the field. Everybody had their shot at it. Rose-Hulman with another huge turnover. Bad snap caused that one to happen. Thompson couldn't gather it. Should have, and you want to just jump on one of those. Rose-Hulman player was smart enough to know that he had to take Thompson and basically move him out of the way, and he did.
Yep.
And it was a scramble for the ball that ended up in about in this case, a 50-yard run to try to get that one. Rose-Hulman has possession of the football, 1st and 10 on the 43. Hobbs, play action. They're going to try to go deep.
No time. No
Dion
time.
throws it, and that's a really good throw by Dion because he threw it into the ground knowing it couldn't be completed just to avoid the sack.
That will be a touchdown on, I will say, 4 or 5 opponents Rose will play this year.
Yeah.
But not that.
No.
Not this team.
Wow.
No time. He had no time to make a decision to go down the field.
Big play, 92 in on that one. David Marsh caused him to just run around and be crazy with that and get rid of it. Welchins off the right side.
Yeah.
He'll pump. He makes a cut, gets some yards, picks up about 6. That's all David Welchins.
That was incredible because he had nowhere to go. Shane was. Yeah.
Sorry.
He had nowhere to go, was hemmed in and made a play, and really almost a hold on one of the old linemen right before he made that cut.
They are setting up the RPO off the backside, but it just hasn't worked yet where Dion hasn't pulled it and thrown the slant off his back edge. Quick slants are open. Dion going. He's got a man open. He overthrew him. He overthrew him, had a man open for a potential play down inside the 10. I mean, he fell on about the 20, but there was nobody in front of him.
Had an opportunity there on a play that Wabash was trying to get to the quarterback, and Wabash is just sitting on these routes, daring Rose to go deep.
13-10 is our score. 4th and 4. Ball rests at the 37-yard line. They need to pick up 4 yards for the first down, and Rose-Hulman spinning the dice. They're going to go for this one.
And a timeout.
Timeout was called.
Yeah.
Rose-Hulman called it. They'll think about what they're going to do here. He doesn't want to make a mistake, give them great field position. We'll take that timeout as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
At A+ Printing, we do it all. Screen printing, business printing and documents, printing for weddings and senior announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms, promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A+ can print it. A+ Printing in Brazil.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave? Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle. I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil.
Dion rolls out. He's got a man open and can't complete the pass. 4th down turnover. Ball will turn over to Wabash. Dion with the rollout had a man potentially open and couldn't get the ball completed. Had great defensive pressure by Wabash as they were able to close the gap with the man that was open, tipped the ball away, and the Little Giants gained possession off of that. And I'm going to say it's a turnover on 4 downs.
Cameron Ferguson did a great job, very tight on that route, and broke on the ball. Broke up that play, which would have extended Rose's drive. It gives Wabash the ball back in good field position.
Thompson, he'll roll out. He's got a man open in the out. delivered the ball right on time, 14-yard gain, first down for Wabash.
Do you want the short, the intermediate, or the long? The intermediate this time and got him a first down.
Nick Hammond with the reception, first down Wabash. Nice flood route. That's what that's called, a nice flood, and they stuck it right in there. He hit the man that was open and with man-man coverage. Moving receivers back and forth. Derek Allen lines up on the right. They'll run the outside zone. Nice play by one of the linebackers coming up and making that one. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Well, it's Kaiser Bowen again, it looked like, as he came from the secondary and made that great tackle.
Well, you're going to have to be very active if you're going to stop that outside zone.
Better
Bubble
believe it.
play off the edge, and he goes nowhere. Maybe lost a yard. They're going to say he did. It'll be 3rd and 13.
You know, when you look at some of the plays that Wabash is running, they're running several times where they get it to a playmaker quickly. The first man defensively cannot miss. That is so important for Rose. First man has to bring him down.
Well, and as you go later in the ball game, it's tougher to bring that guy down.
Yeah.
Trips to the top of the formation. Fumble again. And Thompson's going. He's just going to throw it away. Great play.
Yeah.
Great play off the edge by the quarterback for Wabash as he just chucked that one out of the side because he's outside the pocket. You're allowed to do that. It saved him probably 8 or 9 yards in the process, and it'll bring up 4th down. The ball rests at the 50-yard line.
Maybe saved him a turnover. This is the thing that you can't replicate. Live fire. You have guys that haven't played in quite a long time, a long snapper center that hasn't played in a long time against an opponent. It's different than in practice.
Well, and as you're talking about that one, that is much different.
Mercy,
Great punt. Gets it
that.
down to the 5. Ball's picked up at the 3. Returner going to the right side. He's got some space, and he'll go up to the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman, when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything you needed in cardiology care was under one roof? At Union Health's Heart and Vascular Institute, it is. Like advanced technologies and facilities, specialty cardio physicians, and expert staff dedicated to your heart. And because we're bringing new, less invasive procedures to the region, you have more options than ever before right here in the Wabash Valley. Your heart is in the right place at the Heart and Vascular Institute at Union Hospital. Union Health. Healthier. Together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Motion across. Dion, they'll hand the ball. He's got a little bit of space, and it closes quickly. He'll pick up 3 yards.
That's the best inside run that Rose has had today, to this point.
Well, it's counter blocking. They'll bring the second guy over the top, pull the guard around the horn, and try to ram it in. It's a very powerful play. And, again, Wabash, their defensive front has owned the front line for Rose-Hulman. They're not able to move the football running. They're going to have to throw it even more, and that's a little bit tougher when you get somebody in your face.
Yep.
3-man front. They'll play action pass. They're going to try. Dion's looking to throw it deep. Everybody's deep. There's nobody, and he comes back. Got a man open, picked him up. First down, Rose-Hulman, ball rest at the 39.
And that's what you have to do. You see your quarterback scrambling and in trouble. You have to come back and give him a target. Great job once again. I do believe that was Thomas.
Play action, and then they just potentially threw it deep. They went for the gusto, got it open, and almost picked off. Had a man wide open, and he missed him.
Boy, oh boy. He had a little heat starting to develop in his face and put a little bit too much on that pass. Boy, that tip, when the ball is tipped, and it floats in the air, it feels like it's in the air forever.
Alex Gresscock, the tight end, had a chance on that one, and if he'd have caught him with the football, he had big yards, but couldn't get it done. Motion across by Gresscock. Hammered inside, and he just makes it through that one, picks up 3 yards.
Great balance right there coming through that line was Grant Rapier. He did not go down on first contact, squeezed through that line, and got a few positive yards.
Repaired as a sophomore from Sherman, Illinois, at 5'10" and 200 pounds. Really kept his balance on that one. Andrew Dion, the quarterback. Raperda is the running back off to his side. He'll play action fake. He's got a man open
There
in
he
the out.
is.
Throws, great completion. And if Rose-Hulman will just take advantage of that play over and over, it's very difficult to stop unless Wabash decides to start converting their secondary coverage into something different.
Timing was wonderful in that play as well.
Looking on the inside. Raperda takes the ball. Nice cut up the middle on his outside play. Put his foot in the ground. Picks up 3. That's all you really have to have on that play because it sets up the pull when he pulls the ball out and tries to throw it behind. The linebacker on the backside has to pursue the ball, and they try to throw it in the seam where that linebacker left. Single back. 2 receivers top and bottom in a slot formation. They bring the blitz. They've got a man coming. Dion looking. He's got a man open on the sideline. Caught right at the 22.
That's once again, second time this drive, you have a receiver coming back. Dion rolling to his right in trouble. You run basically 4 verticals in what it seems, and then you have one receiver that finally comes back.
And they picked up the blitz as Wabash sent 5 that time. Inside, it's Welshens. He's driving and he's going forward down. He's got 5 yards.
These running backs are starting to gain a little traction. That offensive line, that young offensive line is starting to come together here in this game.
Well, and like you said, they are young. They didn't have a lot of people returning from last year's group, and because of that, they're having that opportunity to see, if these guys can actually move people off the ball. They were able to do it in mop-up roles last spring. Let's see if they can actually play in a big-time game, which we're seeing is actually taking place. Dion rolls, scramble. He's in the Tarkington, throws it out of the end zone, and it's out of the end zone. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I would have liked that to be a little farther out of the end zone, a little farther out of bounds. Something that if you have a little gust of wind that push it back in play, it's an interception. That makes you a little nervous there. Makes you a little nervous. Get that thing out of bounds. We got a little timeout.
He's running the old Fran Tarkington drills,
yes,
right and left, and we'll see what can happen. We'll return for a little bit more as we have a timeout on the field. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
Union Hospital Maternal Child Services delivered 1,692 little ones in 2020, enough to fill 85 kindergarten classes in 2025, 188 Little League teams in 2027, 153 soccer teams in 2035, 1,692 graduation robes in 2038. Little hands, little feet, little noses. Maternal Child Services at Union Hospital, delivering the little things that mean so much, especially now.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman with the football. 3rd and 5. We'll see what's going to take place on this one. Dion has plenty of time this time. Fires it down to the 2. It's caught. Oh, they say he dropped it.
Yep, he had a chance.
They're saying he dropped it.
He had a chance and he dropped it. That would have been huge.
And he had him open and he had plenty of time. It's now 4th down. 4th and 5.
Great job by the back official to make a demonstrative call. He had a good angle on it, saw it. It was bobbled. But those are balls you got to come up with. You absolutely have to come up in a game like this against a top-notch opponent. You have to make that play.
35-yard field goal attempt now for Rose-Hulman as they tee it up. Brett Tuttle, the senior, 5'9" from Jerseyville, Illinois, sets up to try to kick the field goal and tie the ball game. Kick is up. It's got the distance, and it is no good. Went off to the side. No good. Wabash takes possession of the football, and that's kind of the way this one has worked out. Rose-Hulman, though, the best part about Rose-Hulman's offense right now is they haven't turned the ball over. where
That's right.
Wabash has turned it over in key opportunities, where Wabash has a chance to take over control of the ball game from an offensive standpoint. They fumbled the ball or thrown an interception.
Exactly. And so Rose very opportune, chances with that. But, you look at this drive. Rose got it on their own 13-yard line, drove all the way down the field. Yes, they did miss a field goal, but Wabash is starting inside their own 20.
Thompson looks at it, man in his face, and he throws it away.
Good coverage out there on the secondary by Rose-Hulman is, Thompson throwing that one in traffic. Had to make a perfect throw to get that in there, and couldn't quite do it.
Well, not only a perfect throw, but he had people in him. Pete Cross was right on the backside of him trying to get after this one and cause the pressure in an errant throw. 2nd and 10. Thompson throws the deep one. He's got a bomb out there, and it is.
He caught it. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. It ball's on the ground.
Ooh, that was close. And you make that decision fast enough to where the safety can't get over there and back that thing down. So you got man over there on the far side. And a great job. And once again, he put it in a place that only his guy could get it. Couldn't quite make the play.
And laid it right in there. It was a great pass.
Kid's got a cannon.
2 receivers, top and bottom. He'll step back and try to throw again. Twist move up front. He's got running room and a first down and more. And he's going to take the opportunity to really run, and he's still going inside the 50. Crosses that 50-yard mark, could go out of bounds at the 47.
5 receivers don't just catch the ball in times. They have to block as well. It's a great block down the field on the far side to make sure Rose couldn't come back and tackle before he got the first down. Thompson's got some wheels.
He's the athlete. He's done it with his feet and realistically understands what he needs to do with the ball game. Outside zone, got a chance to pick up some yards, but really closed in very quickly by a nice Rose-Hulman front as they converged on that one. He'll pick up 2.
How do you feel in the first quarter and a half? How do you feel about this Rose-Hulman defensive line?
Defensive line is fine. I thought they've moved pretty well. They had trouble at the initial part when they had the wing. Wabash has run the ball away from what they did in that first drive. They're not in the same formations, and Rose-Hulman will have to correct where they line up on those to get a nice job to stop that outside zone.
Empty set.
Empty set, quick draw, and he goes nowhere.
Yeah, that surprised me right there. I was interested to see what we're going to get after the empty set. I think it's the first time we've seen this tonight, I do believe.
They had an empty set in the first series, but threw the ball in a quick bubble.
Okay.
So, again, 3rd down now, and they'll call it 3rd and 7 as he'll pick up a yard on that run.
So, New School says it's a 2-down territory, right?
New School does. Old School says you're going to punt it. He went for it. Got a nice play down the middle.
That could have been a flag.
Could have been a flag. That's what I was looking at, but that was a really nice rub there on both the offense and defensive players playing that about as well as they could.
I'm surprised we don't hear some hooting and hollering next door.
Well, that's kind of the way it goes, and we're right next door to the Wabash coaches, and every now and then when you hear a visiting team come in, you're hearing the things pounding.
That's
and
fun.
It goes a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Here comes the punt formation in on this one. And
what's
again,
your guess? 3-yard line, 2-yard line?
I don't know. Joey Anee has been probably one of the best offensive weapons for Wabash today. There comes another one. He angles it towards the side. It'll go out of bounds inside the 15, but it's not inside the 5, and Rose-Hulman will gain possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
It's your deal, your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Your vehicle in stock with new inventory arriving daily. Your experience, shop in-store or from home. Your savings, new Jeep Renegade, $179 per month. New Ram Bighorn, only $369 during the Ram Spotlight sales event. Shop your deal, your way at yourcdjrbrazil.com. Stop by today. We'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Dion with the football. Ball rests at the 13. They'll give it to Welshans over the right side. Does he go anywhere? Nope. He's hemmed in, and he'll pick up just about a yard or 2. They'll give him 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Would love to be able to gain some yards on first down on the ground or any down on the ground. have to be able to run the ball if you're Rose-Hulman.
Well, and again, that new line that Rose-Hulman has, they're being tested on what they're doing. Quick inside, they got the reverse. My goodness, Dion, and that should be a potential penalty. You have to touch the man with your hands. You can't hit him high with your shoulder. No flag. And you could, that one, the guys next door were yelling.
Yep.
They thought maybe they had the reverse pegged at about the 3.
They did.
Instead, it's 3rd and 7. They'll make it 3rd and 6.
Boy, they snuffed that out, Herb. They read that so well. Can you believe that?
Well, they had the blitz coming that side. And when you have the blitz coming, somebody's going to go deep enough, they could cause you problems on that. Play action fake. Dion goes to go, and he's holding the ball loose. He's lucky he held on to that one.
That's right.
Really nice sack on the inside. 37 for Wabash on the tackle. Did a really nice job. Make it 27. The Will linebacker Isaac Salinas, the backup guy, it is 37. My eyes didn't deceive me on that. That's made the nice sack, and that'll force the 4th down, and Rose-Hulman will be forced to punt.
You hate to see a quarterback in traffic hand the ball kind of loosely with his hand. That is, danger time.
Andrew Toller, the sophomore from Bidwell, Ohio, will go to punt. High snap. He gets it off and gets a fair catch. Ball at the 48-yard line. When we return, it'll be Wabash football.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order?
One red, white, and blue slush float.
I'll get the slush. I'm on ice cream and strawberries. Order up. Sonic red, white, and blue slush float.
At A+ Printing, we do it all. Screen printing, business printing and documents, printing for weddings and senior announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms, promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A+ can print it. A+ Printing in Brazil. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Thompson back to pass, has a man potential open. It could have been picked. Safety made a really nice play coming over, read his eyes, got there, batted the ball down. But Wabash is content to throw some of these verticals on the outside shoulder and see if they can get – it's not a stop fade, but they're throwing it outside expecting their receiver to make the play and the defender to not pick that one off.
And a great job by the DB over that far side to give a nice jam off the line of scrimmage. It's a tough release for that wide receiver that was the intended target.
Blitz coming in for Rose-Hulman. They have a chance to get to him. He's got a man down the middle, and what a pass. What a catch. He's down inside the 10, and he'll be tackled at the 8-yard line. And you can't ask for anything better if you're Wabash on that play. And Rose-Hulman right in position to make a play, but the actual throw went to Derek Allen, who caught the ball and raced it inside the 8.
Got to make the tackle on the initial contact for Rose-Hulman, not give up those extra 10 yards.
Single back, they'll hand the ball over the left side, and he's driving down to the 5. And this pile's still going. The scrum, they'll blow it dead. So Wabash has the ball. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. 13-10 is our score. 3:25 left to go here in the second period. Wabash inside the red zone has an opportunity to score and place a real strain on this one. Motion. Got a man open in the flat. That's a great play. Sure touchdown, Wabash. And number 31, Donovan Snyder with the ball thrown to him right out of the backfield, and he'll score.
And how about that arm angle once again? Had a defender kind of in his face and just dropped down three-quarter slot. He just flipped that thing out there into the flat.
Jacob Handley on to kick the extra point. I coached against him when he was in high school, know his dad very well. The holder is Carson Goodman, and the snapper for Wabash is Elijah Green. He was a 4-year starter for me the last 4 years at Seeger. Kick is up and good, and Wabash has scored, making it 20-10, the Little Giants with a 10-point lead. We'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? What do you crave? Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there. Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. Again, a 20-10 score. Wabash converts on that last drive. And realistically, you're talking about Wabash. You're talking about Liam Thompson. He's the guy. He runs the show. He makes almost every play. He made 3 superior plays on that one drive alone. And he's the reason that Wabash is in the lead. The turnovers that Wabash has had, one of them led directly to a field goal for Rose-Hulman, and Rose-Hulman still needs to be able to run the football well.
Wow.
Taken at the goal line, out to the 25, and up to the 27-yard line, and that's where Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 1 Crave Cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave Cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
1 Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Wabash shows blitz. Andrew Dion in shotgun. Welshon's right beside. Throws the quick slant, gets up a nice play, and that's a 9-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 1. And that's really what Wabash has forced. They have forced Rose-Hulman not to run the football.
And that's a nice sure tackle by Franco once again. You expect him stalwart on the defensive end. When you've got all 11 hats on the defense within 8 yards of the football on 85% of the snaps.
They're there. They're playing nice coverage as well. They hand the ball up the middle. Dion does a nice job faking the bubble off the edge, and Welshons runs up the middle for about 6 yards.
One of the longest yards for a run play today.
They've got to be able to run the ball efficiently if Rose-Hulman's going to play their best football.
And they don't play 10 games against Wabash or this caliber of an opponent. So, oh, man, that's a bad pass.
That's an error. They're saying it's a pass, and they're very fortunate. That's very close to being the lateral or the ball even traveling backwards.
If you're going to dial that up for Noah Thomas, you got to put it on him and give him a chance. Airmailing him in that situation. Of course, you don't want to airmail anybody, but you just can't airmail your playmaker.
Yeah, you throw that ball too high, and the defender comes in and takes your ribs completely out. Play action inside. He's got a man down the deep. He's got Hobbs down there. Does he catch it?
Yes.
He sure does. Hobbs coming right into your screen with that beautiful catch.
Boy, I'm telling you what, Herb, Jalen Hobbs, he's only 5'8", 150, but that guy can go. And he runs a nice route, looks over his shoulder beautifully, and brought that in. And the defensive intensity was there. The defense was there.
Almost mishandled snaps. Welshon to the outside, makes a cut inside. He'll get down into the 10 or 11-yard line. They'll say he's down at the 12. They'll say he got down a little earlier than that. Pick up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. They're trying to make substitutions. Both teams are now. For Rose-Hulman, they've had a chance to throw it deep, and Dion's put it on the money deep, which he hasn't done before in comparison to what I've seen tonight. He's been accurate deep.
I agree.
His short stuff, he's had trouble throwing the short ball. Dion goes back, blitz coming, pumps it in there. Oh, no! Almost picked off, too. Not only did he hit the receiver a little bit behind in Hobbs, but the ball popped off his foot up into the air, almost got picked off. That would have been horrific for Rose-Hulman. He did have him open.
End of the half, you're driving, you're in the red zone, you're going to get the ball back to begin the second half. That would have been disastrous.
They could have had a Peyton Manning incident there where they tried to throw it. Got the screen. He's got a man open down the left side. He's inside the 5, down to the 3-2. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. What a play.
12-yard. That screen, when you see 3 offensive linemen bust through, it better be a screen.
Tremendous play. Grand Raperda with a great touchdown reception. He scores that one outside, and Rose-Hulman's on the board. They'll cut this one down to that one score again. It's 20-16 as they'll set up for the extra point. Brett Tuttle ready to kick this one through. Kick is up. Ooh, he missed it off to the right side. Pushed it right. It's a 4-point Wabash lead when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student. The all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And a great answer for Rose-Hulman. They had an outstanding opportunity there to score and pick up 7. They only got 6 out of it, but they closed the gap. They were down by 10, rallied, had basically a 74-yard drive into the end zone to score. That's a great drive for Rose-Hulman. Dion with a couple deep passes that really set things up. One of them especially to Hobbs, who got it down inside. And Rose-Hulman has closed the gap to this one score. Another fair catch caught. Wabash will take possession of the football, 1st and 10 at the 25.
Only 11 seconds. What, 11 seconds to work with? Something like that? I know it's a couple.
Well, we're looking at
out on the one scoreboard. What we got?
One of the scoreboards is out. That didn't happen.
111.
111. That's why.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 11 seconds. So on the east scoreboard, and then you look on the west scoreboard, that is a fully operational. You see a different story. Now, Thompson has plenty of time. That changes my story. I was going to say maybe they meet and go in the half, but now they got 3. Have they called a timeout yet? They have 2 timeouts?
2 timeouts left.
Maybe 1. We'll see what they do.
Thompson in the backfield. He's going to throw it.
Oh, yeah.
Right down the middle. It could have been picked. And when you're throwing verticals on man coverage and they've got a safety, they're playing a read man coverage. Some people say cover 4. But if you're throwing verticals, you better have a bender down the middle somewhere that's going to bend or make an actual slant down the middle. And that time, he threw it behind the slant and almost got it picked.
That was a dangerous situation right there for Wabash.
1:07 left to go in the first half. Inside run. And they'll pick up some yardage, but not very much. It'll be 3rd and 7.
And Rose-Hulman still has 2 timeouts. And we'll see how they're injured players, so somebody's slow to get up for Wabash there.
And we'll see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's wanting to talk. Injured player is one of the linemen. He's jogging off, but I don't know if he's holding his hand or arm or whatever is going on there.
So when does the clock start?
Well, usually it's when the official blows.
I know that. I'm talking hypothetically. I'm just,
It's running down now 52 seconds, and they're going to see if they can run this one out.
Mm-hmm.
Rose-Hulman would be really smart if they can stop them on this 3rd down, make it short to immediately call timeout, see what they can get here. Thompson, he's got a man down to the edge. Did he catch that? He sure did.
What a catch.
What a throw. He stuck it right on the money at about 20 yards.
Boy, once again, as we've seen several times, receivers come back to help the quarterback. Looked like it was Nick Hammond out there on the far side.
It was 30 seconds now, 29 still running down. That clock's moving. Play action over the left side. They're going to run the football and get it down to the 40, 6-yard line, 17 seconds, and they're just content to try to run out the clock here with a 4-point lead here in the first half and not turn it over.
Might take one shot here.
7, 6. If he does, he gets this snap, he'll throw it to the end zone. Pumped. Throws it down. Got a man down the middle.
Nice shirt tackle. And that's it.
And that should be the end of the half if there's no flags. It is, and that's the end of the first half. Wabash College with 20 points on the board. Rose-Hulman with 16 as both these teams will head to the locker room for halftime. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
If you're looking for a good time and good food, you need to go to Coach's Timeout in Brazil. Coach's Timeout offers great meals for the whole family. Steaks, tenderloins, hamburgers, and chicken tenders, plus great Cajun specialties. If you like good food and good company, you'll like Coach's Timeout in downtown Brazil.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network. It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology for the halftime show here. And we'll wave up here. You can see my hand. I'm waving. We're both waving at you up in the top of the press box. We're having a great time here. A little bit of rain, but not enough that's really dictated any kind of change in the ball game. Nobody's broken out the umbrellas. It's been a good night. And because we have field turf, it's been an unbelievable evening of football. Wabash has driven the ball quite extensively. They're going to have a lot more yardage offensively than Rose-Hulman is. Rose-Hulman has capitalized on several key turnovers. One of them, a huge, you would say almost a 50-yard fumble recovery. I don't think it happened that way, but the ball just kept getting pushed towards the Rose-Hulman goal, and Thompson couldn't get his hands on it for the quarterback for Wabash, and that ball ended up at the 46-yard line and cleared the other end of the field, and that was one of the most exciting plays we had, as well as a couple turnovers. One of them, an interception returned down to the 5 that led to Rose-Hulman's initial score of a field goal, as they weren't able to put the ball in the end zone from the 5. And you take a look at those two things, that's kept Rose-Hulman in the ball game. They've done it through defense, special teams, and really the Wabash turnovers have done a number to slow Wabash's ability to put more points on the board.
And maybe a possibility, a situation where you haven't been on the field in quite a long time. And I know I keep talking about that, but when you take a year off, that is tough. To not play football basically for 2 years. And so, you have some rust that is accumulated. You have guys that would have been on the field getting some backup, maybe in the 2 deep, but not starting last year. Now, or because of graduations, are thrust into the starting lineups. They don't have the experience they would have had if they played last year. So, and this is not just Wabash; this is across the board. But that's just the hand that we're dealt. Rose did play in the spring. You have some guys with a few more reps, and I think that does make a difference. Not that Rose hasn't made mistakes. But, some of the mistakes that we're seeing for Wabash, a traditionally ranked team that plays for championships in bursts in Division III national tournament, you would expect later in the season you won't see some of the penalties and some of the miscues with snaps that we're seeing in the first half tonight.
Well, and when you look at that, the things I can remember here in the first half, you saw a couple snaps on both sides, though.
Yes,
both of these happened where the snap was, the center actually snapped the ball before the quarterback was ready. One of them almost cost Rose-Hulman a safety. As you remember, they caught the ball, and Dion gets it just over the line, and they were able to make that out and make some yardage up. The other one happened for Wabash down the fumble that they had off the snap. That was because the snap was snapped, I believe, a little bit early. They also had an errant snap. So, yeah, I think that could actually be it. You've got people who haven't played and gelled well together. Good football on both sides, good solid defense by both of these teams. And, again, Rose-Hulman has capitalized defensively simply because they've been in the right place at the right time. And then on the other hand, as you noted, one time there was busted free, wide open coverage. And you're usually not going to see that later in the season. So both of these teams kind of struggling. Yeah, they're struggling to find exactly what they want to do. But at the same time, great football game, great environment for football and what's going on. I know tonight, just here at Rose-Hulman, they've had a lot of students doing different things, even though it's been rather wet and damp. I saw the parking lots were both full that I had to walk through. And they were just a lot of...
You didn't get the shuttle? Is that what you're saying?
I did not get the shuttle. And folks, if you know, there isn't one.
Right.
So sometimes you have to just make do with what's going on. But, yeah, there's a lot of people. Everybody's out. And even though it's rained almost all day, off and on, people are here and excited to see football once again in the fall at Rose-Hulman.
And it's exciting because you see it as evident by the crowd on the night like tonight, where you have stands that are pretty full. The Wabash side is full. The Rose-Hulman side is near capacity. And people are glad to be able to come back and watch sports again and watch football. The sport that whether I don't know what fall sport that you like, you're able to go to it and watch. You look at nationally. You see, of course, the D1 football in earnest getting off this weekend, and you see some of the venues that hold 100,000 plus have 100,000 plus people in it. So football's back, and it's very exciting. So that's why one of the reasons I'm so excited to get back. I know here in Division III, and just like in all divisions, of course, last year was very weird, and even this year, who knows what next week will bring. We may have some restrictions at some point, but right now, we're able to be 100% capacity. We're here. We're enjoying our sport, and this was a very exciting half of football, and we expect the second half to be the same.
And, we talked earlier about what schools are famous for and what's going on, and literally, Wabash it's football.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what this in Indiana, the premier school playing football is Wabash. You can say everything you want about IU and Purdue and all this other stuff going on, but there's no better rivalry than what Wabash has with their foe at DePaul at the other end. And Rose-Hulman's been involved with those other two schools all the time playing, and it's been good competition. But the ball game we're seeing tonight, excellent ball game by both of these teams. Are playing very well. We're in for a barn burner here in the second half. We're going to come back in just a minute and give you some of the statistics we have here for this ball game. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
At A+ Printing, we do it all. Screen printing, business printing and documents, printing for weddings and senior announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms, promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A+ can print it. A+ Printing in Brazil.
If I crave something, I have to have it. Well, so what are you craving? What do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there. Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? One crave cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
One Sonic cream cheeseburger.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. It's halftime, where Wabash College leads Rose-Hulman 20-16. As we look at this one, just recapping this one, Walt, what do you think about the first half, and what are you seeing going on statistically?
Oh, very exciting first half. Is when you look at the way this is gone, Wabash jumped out to a 13-10 lead in the first quarter, and then still had the advantage 7-6 in the second quarter. But all 6 scoring situations. When you look at 3 for Wabash and 3 for Rose, they all preceded a scoring drive from the opposite team. Started off with Rose getting on the board first in the first quarter, then Wabash next drive, a touchdown. And you look at Wabash in the second quarter, the late first quarter, had a short field, was able to, and that because of that, situation where you had the near safety, and then you had the muff punt right after that. So Wabash, a very short field. They scored a touchdown, and then Rose, next drive, they answered. Deep in the second quarter, you had Wabash scoring on a 52-yard scoring drive. Then Rose, next possession, a 74-yard drive of their own to match. So one of the things that I've been very impressed with in this game is the fact that both teams have been able to respond to scoring situations. I don't care if it's a field goal or a touchdown. You get some points on the board right after your opponent scores. Both of these teams have been able to do that. So will that trend in the second half? Time will tell. I've always also been very impressed with Rose-Hulman's defense. I've been very impressed with that, even though Wabash has been able to move the ball. I frankly expected that. But Rose-Hulman's defense is showing pretty well tonight. The offensive line in the second quarter, Herb, to me, it looked a lot better for Rose-Hulman than it did in the first quarter. So there'll be some adjustments in the second half. It'll be interesting with Coach Morrell and what Coach Sok will do to mix things up. Maybe Wabash doesn't mix things up much. Maybe they stay with the exact same game plan. Wouldn't be surprised if they do. And the same with Rose, with that up-tempo style where in other games you play a different opponent. And you play like this, you're going to be up at halftime as opposed to being down 4. So looking at some of the stats, looking at Rose-Hulman, 3 fewer first downs than what Wabash has. But the rushing yards, 80-31 advantage on the ground for Wabash. So that's a very significant advantage. One of the things that we've been talking about is the fact that Rose has got to be able to run the ball. Have not been able to do that. Passing yards, go ahead.
Well, and with the scrambling that Wabash has, that's probably the major difference in the rushing attack, because Wabash has still been consistently trying to throw the football, but Thompson in his leg, I know, has picked up several yards just running the ball out of the pocket.
And throwing the ball, when you look at, speaking of Thompson, the passing is where Rose-Hulman has a slight advantage, even though the stats are a little off in one respect, because they have Wabash for 213 passing yards but 130 receiving yards. So something's a little off there. But I know that Rose-Hulman has passed for 200 plus yards in the first half. So those vertical stretches that we've had in the first half with Hobbs and with Thomas, both of those right around 50 yards on those 2 receptions were absolutely key. Turnovers, there haven't been a whole lot of turnovers in this game. You did have 1 interception for Rose, and then also no fumbles, even though we had some bad snaps, but not having a fumble. Penalties, Wabash has been penalized a little bit better, a little worse. 4 penalties for 35 yards. Rose only 1 penalty in the first half, and I think that has been extremely important. Wabash 3 for 7 on 3rd down. So Rose, not able to get them off the field like they want to. Rose 3 for 10 on 1st down. More chances, but still able to get a few conversions. You like that to be, 5 for 10 if you're going to get that many chances. But still, both teams moving the ball fairly well, but both defenses also being pretty stout.
Well, as we look at these teams getting ready to come back out and get prepared for the second half, Rose-Hulman has that opportunity to see if they can come back and get after that. They deferred the original kick, so they have the opportunity to have the ball first when we return here on the Indiana Sports Network. We're going to see Rose-Hulman with the football off the kickoff. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
If you're looking for a good time and good food, you need to go to Coach's Timeout in Brazil. Coach's Timeout offers great meals for the whole family. Steaks, tenderloins, hamburgers, and chicken tenders, plus great Cajun specialties. If you like good food and good company, you'll like Coach's Timeout in downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Why choose Union Hospital? Accredited cancer care, accredited chest pain center, certified primary stroke center, accredited medical and stroke rehabilitation programs, the Terre Haute area's largest joint replacement center, and the Wabash Valley's only Level 3 newborn intensive care unit. Because your family deserves a higher standard of health care. Union Health. Healthier together.
It's your deal, your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Your vehicle in stock with new inventory arriving daily. Your experience, shop in-store or from home. Your savings, new Jeep Renegade, $179 per month. New Ram Bighorn, only $369 during the Ram Spotlight sales event. Shop your deal, your way at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today, we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are!
You're number one at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And both teams have entered onto the field and are getting ready here for the second half of this one. For Rose-Hulman, receiving-wise, Noah Thomas has caught 2 balls for 68 yards. And you're looking at when we look at these, Adam Tice Salou has 4 receptions for 45 yards. Hury has 2 receptions for 23 yards. Those are the leading receivers for Rose-Hulman. For Wabash, their receivers, Heyman with 52 yards on 5 catches. Claiborne has 39 yards on 2 catches. Sullivan has a catch for 11 yards. And Snyder with 3 catches for 10, including a touchdown that he had with I thought, a really nice little play off the back edge and to score their touchdown at the north end of everything here today. But if you're looking at it, just really good job by both sets of these coaches getting these guys prepared for this opener. They both kind of had a feel as to what the others would do, and simply you can tell that because defensively both teams have had some really good plays.
They have, and there have been times when you have a defender right there at the point at which the running back gets the ball, the receiver makes his cut to get the open spot. And the defense has done a bang-up job, especially when you haven't really been able to, scout except from a couple of years ago. But boy, these coaches are in a position to win a game, and only one of them's going to be able to do it. This game that we love has two halves. They have 4 quarters, and where will we be? At the end of the next segment, where will we be at the beginning of the fourth quarter? To me, that is so key.
For Wabash College defensively, their 2 corners are the leading tacklers, and that's Jose Franco with 5 solos, and Lamb, and that's Johnny Lamb with 4 solos. So if you're talking about that, that's an odd statistic where you have the leading tacklers for the team are your cornerbacks. For Rose-Hulman, their leading tacklers are linebackers. In Stevens, he has 5 solos, 1 assist for 6 total, and Bowen, who has really done a nice job in making sure he's in on them. And those are both linebackers for Rose-Hulman. So a difference in who's making plays defensively.
When you look at, and part of that to me, Herb, when you talk about that, to me, those corners for Wabash, they're not getting shaken by the wide receivers. It's first man, and I'm bringing you down, whereas there have been several times with Rose-Hulman, first man there has not been able to make the tackle, and you have a linebacker having to clean things up. Lamb and Franco, are trying to bat the ball down, not able to do that. They make the tackle themselves, and that you're not getting those yards after catch so much against those guys. And man, I'm telling you, they're a couple of ball hawks. I like those guys.
Kickoff's getting ready to go for Wabash. Jacob Handley, their senior kicker from over near Clinton, went to South Vermilion High School. He's going to do the kickoff duties for him.
We'll be at South Vermilion in a few weeks here with the Indiana Sports Network.
Ball's kicked and goes out of bounds. Wow. Rose-Hulman gains possession at 35. That's a mistake for Wabash, and Rose-Hulman will gain possession of the ball and in good field position. One of the best field positions they've had, except for when they had the turnovers. Again, we'll see what Rose-Hulman comes out to do in this initial opening drive. They find themselves trailing by 4. And with that, just a good solid job from both sides of the ball for Rose-Hulman as they've continued to press forward here. Wabash College comes into the ball game ranked number 14 in the country, and for Rose-Hulman to play well enough here in the first half, they have a chance to drive the field and take the lead on the opening possession here of the second half. Hobbs is split wide at the top of the screen. Pump fake. Got a man down the middle, down the side. He tried to throw it out. No, Thomas had a chance to run on somebody and couldn't get over the top.
And it was a great job defensively. I think it was Avery Epstein that was right there with him going step for step, I believe, if I can read that number correctly. But in any event, they're trying to put it in a tough spot. You know what spot you want your receiver to be able to get to, but the defense was there and just a little bit too much air. And go to second down.
A little bit of a slowdown for Rose-Hulman. Again, trips to the top of the screen. Looking inside, they'll hand it off, and good run by Welchins as he'll pick up about 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Welchins fired up after that run, gets a touch, and bust through, found a little wiggle room.
Running that inside zone play as they just continue to pound it up the field. Again, 3rd and 2. This is a crucial one in the opening drive of the second half.
Sure is. Defense changed in their play as well.
Everybody's getting ready. 3-5 defensive front, showing a cover 3 or a man front for Wabash. Pump, quick slant, got him for the first down.
You talked about that all game long, that quick slant for Rose could be successful, and there you see it.
Nice play by the tight end for Rose-Hulman, who's done a really nice job, and Alex Gresscock.
And now the tempo.
Gresscock. Pump. They got the quick screen to the edge. Got a nice play on the outside, and they got a flag down. They're going to pull it down, pull it back.
You almost had a good block there, but couldn't quite get the position that you needed to. You're having a little conversation with the stripe there and saying,
And Griesach is a guy who just had the first down catch. He'll be called for this hold, and he'll force him back.
But once again, you see the speed there on the outside that Rose-Hulman possesses.
Well, and it's different. And when we say that, normally Rose-Hulman doesn't have those speed guys, and it's going to help them out throughout the year.
You got multiple. You're not a speed guy. You have speed guys, like plural.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of them, and some of them run track.
Right.
And we get to see those guys run in the spring.
That's
and
fun.
That makes a big difference on just the speed and the ability at D3 level if you have some guys that are pretty much track athletes as well.
Yeah. First and long.
Dion steps back to pass.
No
potential
time.
Screen, but he's going to throw this one out. He's got a man down the left sideline, so they're not going to get him for grounding, but he sure avoided the sack on that one as he had a lot of pressure in his face.
Yeah, he had no time to let that play develop, and you had no short routes on that play. So
brings up, in this case, they're going to say it should be third down.
Remember we said if you got multiple guys busting through on that offensive line, it better be a screen.
It better be.
That wasn't a screen.
That wasn't a screen. He's got plenty of time. He's got a deep man down, and then he can't get it to him.
And you had two receivers within 5 yards. That's usually not a good sign. That brings three defensive players in that same area. That's tough.
Very difficult. Brings up third down, as we've had penalty on this in this set of 4 downs.
It's like third down and Hunt right now.
It's a long one.
Hunt Avenue is the next intersection to the east of us. Third and Hunt right now.
You want to make sure you pick up positive yardage on this, try to flip the position and make sure the field position places Wabash down inside the 20.
And we got
Timeout's being called. They'll take the first one of the half, and we'll take one as well. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Chili's first because
Chili's
it's
the star.
like the star of it.
And then cheese is just there to be like,
I'm gonna lift you up. It would be nothing without the Fritos and the cheese.
And cheese is like the hype man. Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
I got you.
Yeah.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So 3rd and 20 for Rose-Hulman as they find themselves in problems basically dealt with because of the holding penalty on first down. Dion. Welchins outside.
Good spin move on the D-line.
He's got a chance to run for a lot of yards, but they nail him and pick him up. He'll pick up about 7 yards, make it 8 on that one. He'll bring up 4th and 12, but it does get them closer to midfield, and their punting game should be able to pin Wabash inside the 20.
David Marsh was trying to pursue up the field, and he saw that Dion was starting to make a move, and he spun back toward the middle, and I believe that was him that made the tackle down the field, 8 yards past the line of scrimmage.
And if he didn't get him, he had a chance to pick up another 10 beyond that and potentially that first down. Snaps deep. Got it up. Fair catch. Caught right at the 22, and that's where Wabash will gain possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
If you're looking for a good time and good food, you need to go to Coach's Timeout in Brazil. Coach's Timeout offers great meals for the whole family. Steaks, tenderloins, hamburgers, and chicken tenders, plus great Cajun specialties. If you like good food and good company, you'll like Coach's Timeout in downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of you. The Union Center for Sports Injury Clinic is open Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. at South 6th Street in downtown Terre Haute. No appointment is necessary. Union Health. Healthier together. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
What?
All right, Wabash College with the football. 1st and 10 at the 22 off that punt. Toss to the edge, making around the outside and out of bounds is number 20 for Wabash. And that's Cade Campbell.
A couple of sophomore running backs that we have here with Wabash. So, you look at the progression of athletes and get stronger, faster, and more experienced.
3 receivers play action. Thompson with the quick out.
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't quite bring that one in. See the rain starting to come down, Herb.
And the harder the rain falls, the more interesting the ball game gets. It's not necessarily that the offense has, it makes it tougher to handle ball at certain points, but also it makes it easier for the receivers to run routes. They know where they're going. The defender doesn't. Just depends on which group actually feels better at it.
That's 5 yards should be.
Off to the edge, and he's got a screen pass, and he could go. Down to the 30.
Oh, God.
Cross the field. Still picking up yardage. Inside the 30-yard line, and a huge first down, and everybody's on the move.
I thought that was going to be offsides on Rose-Hulman, but he must have gotten back in time. But Cade Campbell didn't matter because he bust one deep. It was a nice long play. He was able to kind of zigzag at the end of that play to try to get a few more yards. Now they're going to need a blow.
And there were players there to make the play. The difference is they didn't make the play. They were blocked by the Wabash linemen. The left guard and tackle made a great job there. Campbell with the run up the middle, and he's fighting for everything. He'll pick up 6.
I think that was Snyder probably, I would imagine, after that long run. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Snyder. You're right. Donovan Snyder back into the ball game. They've rotated these two guys. Snyder again trying to carry the ball 2 times in a row. He's down in 3rd and 2 by the time we're done with this one.
So the playbook wide open here. You can run whatever you want from down here right outside the red zone. 3rd and 2. The umbrellas are popped open now. We talked about those umbrellas earlier.
They weren't any out. Now they're all out as everybody's waiting for this rain. 3rd and 2. Yeah. Opening drive for Wabash in the 3rd period. He's going to keep it. Thompson off the edge. He has a first down and more. Down inside the 10. No, right at the 10-yard line. What are they going to say? 11.
That play has been very successful. Thompson pulling that ball and pulled that maybe 3 or 4 times, and just about every time has been very successful. This time gives him another first down.
That one he pulled off the inside zone. The others he's pulled off of outside zone going the other way, and being able to read the defensive end, and has done so quite well. More of a power set now for Wabash as they brought in a little bit more of a physical player. Thompson throws in the end zone, touchdown. Had a man open. The corner for Rose-Hulman had a chance to come back for it, couldn't quite get there in time. Wabash scores another touchdown. 26 points on the board now for Wabash to Rose-Hulman 16 as they line up for the extra point.
11-yard touchdown pass to Jackson Claiborne. Is that his second touchdown grab of the night?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Handley in for the extra point. Again, Goodman holds. Elijah Green will snap the football. Snap is up. It kicks blocked. You can pick it up and run with it. And it's a dead ball right there. In college football, you can return those. If it goes backwards, the defense can grab that thing and go with it, but they weren't able to do it. 26-16 is our score, as we'll keep this one here. It'll move very. Actually, let's take a break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Why choose Union Hospital? Accredited cancer care, accredited chest pain center, certified primary stroke center, accredited medical and stroke rehabilitation programs, the Terre Haute area's largest joint replacement center, and the Wabash Valley's only Level 3 newborn intensive care unit. Because your family deserves a higher standard of health care. Union Health. Healthier together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, we'll see what Rose-Hulman is made up of. As 26-16, they find themselves down by 10 again. They've had that happen before. It was 13-3 at one point as they close the gap. And again, Rose-Hulman needs an answer here in the third period. Their opening drive of the third quarter didn't go as well as what they wanted to, as they were called for a hold and ended up with a play on 3rd and 20 at one point in the drive. That's not what you want to do in that opening drive, but Rose-Hulman now finds themselves down 10, 26-16. They need to mount a challenge and see if they can come back and put points on the board.
Be interested to see how this goes with this wet football, this wetter surface that we did not have in the first half. And so it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, the good part is it's not mud.
That's the truth.
Nice kick. He pounds this one all the way into the end zone. That's I think Mr. Handley decided I didn't like missing the extra point, getting it blocked. He just pounded that one right in the end zone.
You know, I think that actually probably helped Rose out. That there's no chance of a run back and a slippery ball.
Yep.
So bring this thing out to the 35 and set up camp, or 25, set up camp.
So ball be placed at the 25-yard line. Rose-Hulman with the ball, 1st and 10.
The last 2 touchdown drives by Wabash have been matched with the Rose touchdown drive of their own. Can they do that for the trifecta?
With the ball inside, a huge surge by Wabash right up the middle.
Loss of 5 on 1st down. Not the way you want to start out this drive. Now you're behind the
middle linebacker
distance.
Those old middle linebacker blitzes, and he caught one there, timed it right, got right up in there, and made the play. Again, Wabash College with that 3-man front. Play action. They'll go to throw deep, and he puts it up there, cranks it out off his hands.
And once again, how we, fare with the wet football. It was a great pass by Dion. He didn't have any trouble. But, you're looking up, looking back for the ball. The rain's hitting you, going between your face guard on your helmet. And you're kind of squinting because the rain's in your eye. What do you do? Can you bring the ball in that situation? Makes it a little tougher.
3rd and 14.
I hate trying to get eye drops. I refuse.
So 3rd and 14, Dion will take the snap here inside his 15. He'll step back. Nice little swing pass.
Yeah.
Missed tackle. Another missed tackle, but they'll pick up some yards, but it won't be near enough for the 1st down as they'll have to settle for a punt. Ball placed back at the 25, and in comes the punting team.
Back to the original line of scrimmage there. Very safe call on there. Get safe call, get a few yards, get out of there, punt this thing away, and see what your defense can do, because that was a dangerous situation there. Maybe next time run that on 1st down.
Derek Allen back for Wabash.
High snap.
High snap. Look at almost a punt block. Fair catch caught. Wabash ball, 1st and 10 at the 43 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
It's your deal your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Your vehicle in stock with new inventory arriving daily. Your experience, shop in-store or from home. Your savings, new Jeep Renegade, $179 per month. New Ram Bighorn, only $369 during the Ram Spotlight sales event. Shop your deal your way at yorkcdjrbrazil.com. Stop by today. We'll show you why we're not number one. You are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Wabash with the football, fumbled it.
Oh,
there's that slippery ball again. That's the third fumble off of a snap.
Wow. Having a whale of a time here with the Joe Mullen and having maybe a little trouble. I don't want to put it all on him, but you know there have been some tough snaps. Once again, wet ball. They run a shotgun 100% of the time, at least in this game so far. So, but hey, everybody's got to deal with this. You've done it before. You've dealt with a wet ball before. Deliver a good snap and get this offense rolling.
Thompson and Snyder both dove on that one.
Pressure coming, maybe.
Empty backfield. He's talking right and left.
Look out. Middle of the field might be wide open. Don't drop back.
Went to go for it. Faked the blitz. Not everybody there. They got a holding call in the backfield. Thompson again running down for about 5 yards.
We've got an offensive lineman slow to get up as well.
Grabbing that ankle right now.
One of the last things you want is your quarterback to take any sort of a hit on a holding call.
Well, we'll see what's going on here in just a second. 2 down.
I guess I shouldn't assume.
Could be a cramp on the other side as well, and that may be the quarterback.
Yeah,
Thompson may be down. Trainers coming out from both sides, kind of looking at what's going on. And we have a timeout for an injury. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we still have one player down. You can't really tell what's going on. It doesn't appear to be super serious or life-threatening in this point. As we'll bring the Wabash College football team back out. Second and 22. So with that, we'll see what's going on. A lot of cheering on both sides of this one.
Yeah, you're right, Herb. That was Thompson. So we have Carson Goodman in at least for this snap. Backup quarterback for Wabash. Good eyes there, Eagle Eye.
Hand off to the outside. They'll nail him for a 2 or 3 yard loss. And that'll bring up third down at about 25. We'll see what happens here.
So you bring up the backup quarterback for at least one play, and then the defense can start to eliminate some things. Once they see this certain look, you think, okay, there's no way he's going to keep this ball. There's no way he's going to throw it deep. Let's see, what do we see here?
And
third and long now.
Goodman is a junior from Mooresville, Indiana. So he's been in the program long enough to know what to do here as well. Rose-Hulman showing blitz. They bring it, toss the outside.
Hit him, though.
And they missed him twice, 3 times, and he'll pick up about 10 yards. Still bring up a 4th down play.
We're nitpicking here, and I think we need to do that here, and even in the first game. Once again, you have situations, guys in position to make the play. He over-pursued just a little bit and took himself out of the play. Second man didn't make the play. You're going to have to cut that down. You got to make the play.
Well, we talk about the angle on blitzing and making sure that you have the outside contained responsibility taken care of, and he didn't do that on that play. Punt formation.
Another beauty. Returnable. Oh, boy.
Hobbs has the football.
Look out.
He's going to be hemmed in just at the 20-yard line. That's where Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the third period. Big play for Rose-Hulman. They run their jet sweep. That's their traditional run play. They'll pick up about 5 yards. That's a good play for Rose-Hulman. They needed to get the chains moving and see if they can get things going here, and they have to run the football a little bit with a little bit of moisture coming down, and it's a good-sized rain right now.
It is.
You can see it really splattering on the track right in front of us.
Had a couple of good blocks on the near side there, Hobbs and Riska.
Pump fake. You got a man open, but he just gets balls out.
Yep.
And turnover, Wabash football.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough right there on second down. Good gain on first down. You had an opportunity. And pressure, the offensive line just could not hold.
Boy, I'll tell you what, the defensive end that time went right through the tackle, right through the running back, and made the sack. And it was a strip sack. I don't know if he got his hands on the ball. You can't really tell from this point, but what an outstanding play defensive lineman-wise. And for Rose-Hulman, they desperately needed to have a chance to drive this one down to score, to cut the thing underneath that 10-point margin that they find themselves in. 1st and 10, Wabash, ball to 22.
The old strip sack fumble will get you every time, Herb.
Thompson back in. He's got a man. He went for the double move and had a shot at him, but a good defensive play. Ball's tipped down and at the goal line, knocked to the ground. Intended for number 1, and that would be Cooper Sullivan, the junior wide receiver from Jacksonville, Florida, and he couldn't get his hands on it.
And that's good recovery by the secondary of Rose-Hulman to be able to go ahead.
We may have a flag here at the 10-yard line. There was a lot of contact when he looked to his right and made the pump fake. The Wabash receiver went down. Could be a holding in the secondary. It is defensive holding in the secondary. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. That'll put the ball down close and give them a first down at about the 12-yard line.
Well,
maybe not.
I take back what I said about good job of the secondary. I spoke too soon. Well, this is a dangerous situation right here. Already up 10 points, and your opponent in the red zone, right outside the 10-yard line. So, see if the Rose defense can bow up here.
They've rolled out Thompson on this occasion a couple times. Here comes the reverse. Could have been a double reverse. Ball is not loose.
Wow.
It could have been an actual hit in an actual targeting there. It was really close. And when I say that, there's a defensive player on the ground. He got hit, and I don't know if he led with his head or not, but it came really close to doing that. Lost a lot of yards on that play. The ball's marched back down to the 18-yard line. So a loss of 6. The double reverse, and he did get the pitch. Missed him.
That play call surprises me here in this situation. I know you had the situation where you got the penalty and you have a short gain on first down or no gain.
Pump fake. Thompson
has room.
Runs to the outside. Throws it up. He's got a man open.
Wow.
Touchdown. Was he past the line of scrimmage?
I don't think he was. He was very close. He was very close.
Because that's what everybody's asking. Even a white hat asks that. Is he past the headline or head man asked it? Was he past the line of scrimmage? He wasn't. It's a touchdown for Wabash.
I believe that was a tight end once again. that caught that, I do believe.
Well, and it's all from the feet of Thompson.
Yep.
And he makes decisions that tend to be right when he runs the football. Really nice play by the Wabash quarterback. We knew we'd see a good one tonight, but boy, he's been everything he's supposed to be. 32-16 right now. Handley with the kick, gets it up, and it's good as well. It's 33-16, Wabash with the lead, and we'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
This week. And welcome back to Rose-Hulman, where, again, Wabash College takes advantage of a turnover this time. It's 33-16, and the fumble. And just a few plays later, Wabash is in the end zone. And, again, a scrambling play where Liam Thompson finds a wide-open receiver at the 3, and he plows it into the end zone for the score. Handley getting ready to kick off for Wabash, pounds the ball deep, gets it down to the 3-yard line. Nice seam, and he'll pick out over the 30-yard line to the 31. And again, good return yardage for Rose-Hulman today. At times, they just haven't been able to hit the exact seam to put one in the end zone or put that return close to a big play. They're just one player off from doing that.
You know, and to me, when you look at this game, then playing a nationally ranked opponent going to make it a little tougher, and you put this situation on a different opponent, and I think we'll see some good results for Rose later on this year.
1st and 10 from the 31. Play action. He's going deep again. He's got a man down there, and it went through his arms, I believe.
He looked for the inside, then looked back to the outside. I mean, once you start whipping your head around a couple of times, you're not going to catch that ball too often.
Pretty tough one. Rose-Hulman always trying to get something deep going on. And, you know, in the HCAC, they may have a chance to do this quite a bit. But against Wabash, they've had a tough time. Several really good catches in the first half doing that. But they need to run the football well. Welchins up the middle. It'll pick up 4.
Stretches forward, kind of reset arm out just a little bit. And you know, we talked about some of those short routes, some of those intermediate routes that Rose-Hulman could run that, you know, stretching the field a lot. A lot of times that'll open up the run game. Today is not. So where do you go to? You know, maybe go to the intermediate route on 1st or 2nd down a little bit.
Motion across into trips.
Got time.
Vertical. It's got a man on the curl. It's picked off. No, it's dropped.
Wow.
Had him open.
Oh.
In this case, it was a wrong jersey. Hit him right in the numbers.
Cameron Ferguson, very upset with himself. He had one of the easier picks that he's had in his entire life right in his hands. And, oh, boy, just flat dropped it.
And that'll cause a 4th down, and Rose-Hulman brings out the punt team.
He had a little room. He was trying to run before he caught the ball, wasn't he?
He did.
They tell you not to do that, don't they?
No. You just catch the ball and fall down if you have to.
Look out! It was going to be
got again, and nothing this time. Again, the punt team has caused Rose-Hulman problems. They did it before. This time, again, the pressure by Wabash has caused a turnover in this case. And he's lucky he threw the ball, or he would have lost another 15 yards. Wabash will take over with it again in huge field position at the 35-yard line. The last time they had the balls inside the 20. Now, with this one, again, a short field, Wabash with a 33-16 lead, and the momentum is really turned towards the Little Giants.
Look at the last 3 possessions. The last 2. For Wabash starting in Rose territory. Last time the 22, now the 35.
Thompson again. Rose-Hulman showing blitz. They bring it up in the middle, and a 3-yard gain, and I don't know how he got through there, but a really nice run for Donovan Snyder. And, you're also looking at this. We're still in the third period.
Yeah, we are.
So the clock's not been moving. Every time the ball falls incomplete, the clock stops. So the clock's not been moving much. A lot of incomplete passes. Wabash wants to run it down here occasionally to make sure the clock runs so they can put it in the end zone and still move that clock towards the end. Another gain of 3 or 4. We're going to see. It looks like a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 3.
And Wabash just plodding along right now in the beginning of this series. Just when you think they're going to continue to run it, they'll yank one and pop it in the end zone.
Well, and that's good.
May not happen right here, I'm just saying. But
good offensive scheme.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
I know you didn't necessarily like the reverse, but that's what he's trying to do. Run the football, be consistent what he's doing, and not have to worry about it. There's a little slip pass they scored a touchdown on before. Had him there before. Throws it up in the air, and it's out of bounds. That's a nice play.
Yeah, Thompson trying to make something happen. He's backpedaling, and you leave yourself up susceptible. You've already had to go out one time for a couple of plays. That's a play I would like to see him not extend that much. Throw it away, and let's punt if we need to, but didn't need to take that hit.
That 3rd down play was exactly what they scored at the other end of the field in the first half by slipping the back out off of the fake. Again, field goal coming in for Wabash. Green the snapper. Goodman holds. Handley will kick.
It's a long attempt.
45-yard attempt. He pounds it up. He's got it a distance. No good. Just off to the left side. Really close to that. Will also give Rose-Hulman good field position when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And now Wabash College playing defense. Rose-Hulman with the jet. They'll try to get to the edge. They do. And turning up the sideline and out of bounds. Picking up a few yards is number 14 for Rose-Hulman. And again, a nice job. Here we go.
Uri.
And Uri has spent a lot of time in kick returns and those kinds of things for Rose-Hulman. Pounding the ball up the front. First down, Rose-Hulman. Nice run on the play. And they need to do this. They need to move the chains and keep things going. Rose-Hulman finding themselves down now by more than 2 scores.
Okay, Welson's stretching that right shoulder out a little bit. He got popped.
1st and 10, ball at the 40. Play action. Throwing it deep down the middle, another pick.
My goodness.
Underthrown ball, it's a wet day. And Potential going to return this one all the way. He's down to the 20, 10. He's tackled, the ball's loose. In the end zone, he falls on it. It will be a touchback. So no points scored.
Wow.
The return all the way down, a hustle play. Coming from behind, they strip the ball out. With the ball being stripped into the end zone, it ends up being a touchback. It'll be Rose-Hulman football at the 20-yard line.
What a break for Rose-Hulman to get that touchback. Wow.
Joe Rios was the Mike linebacker who picked that one right down the middle, returned it all the way down inside the 10. I'd just be glad you don't have the replay on that, so you have to actually see whether he was down or not before the ball popped out, because that's one of those things in D3, Division III, you don't get the replay.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Sokol getting the play in.
Hopefully it's not a deep shot.
Well, we'll see here.
Yeah.
1st and 10, ball at the 20.
Boy, I tell you, Wabash has just cut the water off on that.
Really have. They haven't let the deep ball go here in the second half, and they've done a nice job up front. Inside play, they've done it again, and again, a gain of 1 or 2 yards, and that'll be it for running back for Rose-Hulman. And again, Welchens with the carry. 1:26 left to go here in the third period. 33-16, Wabash with the lead. Double slots. Dion, he'll run, shovel pass, gets it up to Hobbs. He'll catch that one and go out of bounds. First down, Rose-Hulman, ball at the 32.
Broke the pocket, just flicked that thing right over the defender. That's not something that you want a young quarterback to do, but this time for Dion, it worked.
They'll get it to the edge, see if they and they're going to have a hold. Easy
got
one.
him. I thought since the flag seemed a little bit late, I thought, well, maybe we got away with one, but not so fast.
And that'll kill a drive as sure as anything if you have a holding call in the outside zone or outside stretch play. In this case, they're trying to pin pull and really run it to the edge. Flag was thrown at the 31. We'll see a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. That'll make it 1st and 20. Substitutions into the ball game as Rose-Hulman will try to maintain and keep their receivers fresh so they can run down the field a little bit more. Dion sets them up. 3 receivers at the top, pump fake.
Yep,
tried to the double move. He doesn't have him, but he throws it up anyhow. And
that's got to get out of bounds. That ball has got to go out of bounds. You can't depend on the penalty in that situation. Franco was right in his jersey. He's not going anywhere. You've got to throw that ball out of bounds. Don't risk the interception.
Well, in the process, Adam Taisalou could not bring the football down. He had a chance to fight for it, and again, both guys fighting for the ball. It's very difficult to catch one.
If you're going to throw that ball up, I'm not throwing that ball up at Franco.
Well, he's done a nice job.
He's done an excellent job. He can do the ball hawk.
Welchens makes the shift towards the weak side. They'll shovel pass, put it up in there. Yeah. Welchens not going to go anywhere there either. He picked up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 18.
Look at that interior of that line held, and that allowed the cleanup duty to come back from linebacking position.
Well, again, Wabash and Rose-Hulman run very similar defensive schemes. They're lined up in 4-man front, 3-man front, a 3-3 stack. They're at a 3-4, multiple fronted defense the entire night. Dion looks for something. He's going to scramble. He's going nowhere. Not a sack, but it is a 0-yard rush. It'll bring up 4th and 18.
It's a tough situation when you're looking at 3rd and long and you're facing a secondary that is staying right with your guys and it's in their jersey.
And with that, that's the end of the third period of play, and we'll come back and give you the fourth period. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
It's your deal, your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Your vehicle in stock with new inventory arriving daily. Your experience, shop in-store or from home. Your savings, new Jeep Renegade, $179 per month. New Ram Bighorn, only $369 during the Ram Spotlight sales event. Shop your deal, your way at yorkcdjrbrazil.com. Stop by today. We'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Punt going deep, fair caught, picked it up at the 37-yard line. And that's where Wabash College will have the football, 1st and 10. And again, that time a very nice punt. No return. Wabash has fair caught every kick. They have not returned a kickoff, and they have not returned a punt. Different.
It is different. But still have 33 points on the board at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Probably stops you from getting any kind of major turnover in a wet
Or
night.
penalty.
That's not a bad thing.
Somebody blocks on the back on kickoff returns and punt returns.
Thompson again will take the snap. He'll hand the ball inside, and Rose-Hulman with solid run defense. Both these teams have done a nice job in that. Cade Campbell with the carry.
Got a player slow to get up here.
Might be Campbell, too. He got hit pretty good.
They got a second player from Wabash. They're stretching. Is that Thompson again? Back there, kind of yeah.
May have that hamstring. Well, with the player down, we're going to take a short break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Union Health doctors and certified athletic trainers take care of athletes at 12 Wabash Valley High Schools, Rose-Hulman, and St. Mary of the Woods College. And they can take care of you. Let Union Center for Sports Medicine get you back in the game. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment. Union Health, healthier together. It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. You don't have to be an athlete to suffer from joint pain. Union Health now offers same-day orthopedic care. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment and let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of your knee, hip, or shoulder pain. Union Health, healthier together. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And an offensive lineman, in this case, number 72 for Wabash, and that's Nathan Peretz. And he's walking off under his own power, but still you can tell it's knee or ankle, not what he'd want. Hopefully he's okay and he'll be able to return to action maybe next week. And I'm going to say probably next week. Let's hope he can do that.
Yeah.
Wabash with the football, 2nd and 10. Ball to 38. Rose-Hulman showing blitz. They bring it. And a nice run off the left side. They'll pick up 3 yards. And when I say that, and now we're going to add an extracurricular on the play. 73 with a little bit of extra going on there.
And he knows it, too. He just kind of in exasperation slapped his knees.
Yeah. Bryce Adams will be called for that potential 15-yarder after the play. We'll see. Dead ball. It's a personal foul against Wabash. That'll march it back 15, and those kill drives.
They do, and you're on the 2 deep, and you have aspirations of starting at some point. Well, that's not how you do that. That's not one of those winning plays that coaches want, from you when you come off the bench, get some reps. The coaches got to be able to trust you in these situations, especially off a dead ball penalty. You just can't have that.
Yeah,
in a game where you're up several scores, there's no need for it.
You get real excited about driving somebody backwards, and then you jump on them or cause that extra hit, and then it causes all kinds of issues. Setting on the right side, here they come. Thompson, he's going to look deep. Potential sack, and they get him wrapped up inside the 15. Good pressure by Rose-Hulman's defensive front, and it is forever to pick up this one. They marched him back inside the 15-yard line. They would have to reach the 47. It is 4th and 34. They potentially can flip the field with this punt, depending on what Rose-Hulman does with the return. Hobbs back to return the punt.
The rain has stopped, so that won't be an issue right now. We'll see what kind of return we can get.
Joey Ane.
Very returnable.
Kick this one and you let it go over his head. That is a huge Wabash play.
Oh, my God.
That guy should be the player of the game.
I agree.
Holy cow. He sets up one score with the ball going out at the 5, and then that one, We'll have to calculate that. I don't know if I have that many fingers and toes. That was a huge punt. Absolutely huge, monstrous punt. Flip the field the other direction. Here you are, if you're Rose-Hulman thinking you'd get the ball somewhere around the 50. Instead, you get the ball inside the 20 at the 13-yard line.
Well, I thought it was going to be returnable because it was fairly low. It was such a drive. He got so much on that thing. It didn't have the hang time that it normally would, but, boy, he drove that thing deep.
I mean, he dropped that one right in it as an unbelievable play. There's the little short stuff we're talking about.
We've been wanting that for about 2 quarters, the last 2 quarters.
Yeah, you get that little short pass and just get the chains moving, and that's exactly what they needed to do, and they're doing it right now. 13:04 left to go here in the fourth period. Rose-Hulman desperately needs to score to try to close this one to within 10. It's going to take 3 scores for Rose-Hulman here in the fourth period. Fake the jet. Pull up, got Hobbs down the middle.
Underthrown.
It was pick. That is an exceptional defensive play.
Guess who? Franco. Ball's tipped twice. Franco comes up with one of your senior leaders on your defense, makes the play.
We're going to pause for a moment. We'll be right back. Wabash with the football.
At A+ Printing, we do it all. Screen printing, business printing and documents, printing for weddings and senior announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms, promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A+ can print it. A+ Printing in Brazil.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
So what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Eddie? Yes. And we're just mentioning that we're watching the speed of Rose-Hulman's receivers, and they're fast. They can fly. If you underthrow them just a hair, you give the opportunity, and that's what we thought really happened here. Underthrown by about 2 yards, maybe 2 to 3 yards, but in actuality, the defensive secondary for Wabash has played very well this evening. Eliminated Rose-Hulman's big plays in the second half. Running, and there's a huge surge, and that's not good for Rose-Hulman as they just ground that one for 5 yards.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of that. And not to say that Wabash is going to run the ball the rest of the game, but boy, if you're going to get 5 yards on first down, that'll lend to more running plays.
And Snyder just carried along with the pile. It's 2nd and 5.
And you got this play clock that you have to work with, and in no hurry, you had a 3-score lead.
And you just want to get the thing over with and go home. That's literally what Wabash is thinking right now.
Yeah.
Well-fought game,
it has
but
been.
They want to move. Ooh, there's a nice play off the edge.
What a hit. Snyder got walloped on that play.
Again, different front for Rose-Hulman. Almost every time you come up, it's 3-man, 4-man, 5-man. Blitz, they rotate everything. You never get the same look from Rose-Hulman in the line or in the secondary and what they're playing.
Big 3rd down and 5 here for Rose defense.
A lot of man coverage shown. They get the blitz. Here comes the slip underneath. Has a man down the middle. Got the crosser, and that dude was going. And man, can he run. Right down the sideline, a beautiful toss and a nice play. Number 9.
Heisman Skeens. Would you say he was the 3rd option there?
I'd say actually 3rd, yeah, because he had the guy underneath and then over, and that's a really.
Here comes old Skeens, Heisman Skeens streaking through over the middle. But when you say that kind of in jest, but that when your offensive line gives your quarterback that kind of time to let the play develop, where your 3rd option can streak free over the middle, you're gonna move the chains quite a bit in that situation, especially when you have an accurate quarterback like Thompson.
Just under 11 minutes left to go in the ball game. They're going to hand the ball off the edge. Campbell running off the edge, and he'll put his foot in the ground, pick up some yards with good stick.
Yeah.
Right there. Nice tackle by Rose-Hulman.
I like these running backs for Wabash. Snyder and Campbell. They a couple of sophomores that are going to be around for a while. And, another whistle. Got a player down.
Have a player down. I don't know if it's a cramp or what.
Yeah, it's very humid tonight.
It is humid because it's been raining all day, and the other part is sometimes you don't think about the hydration the way you really would like to simply because it's humid. And with him working on that, we'll take a short break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of you. The Union Center for Sports Injury Clinic is open Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. at South 6th Street in downtown Terre Haute. No appointment is necessary. Union Health. Healthier together. It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Union Health doctors and certified athletic trainers take care of athletes at 12 Wabash Valley High Schools, Rose-Hulman, and St. Mary of the Woods College. And they can take care of you. Let Union Center for Sports Medicine get you back in the game. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment. Union Health. Healthier together.
And just a cramp is what we're seeing as he's hobbling off the field. Hopefully everything's all right otherwise. But he's grabbing a hold of that leg going, oh. And he's walking just like you would if you don't want to put your toe down, because you put that toe down and you're in trouble.
That's right.
So he'll go into the injury tent. We have one of those here at Rose-Hulman as well. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. More running formation. They're just going to hand the ball in the inside zone. He's going to pick up a yard or two. They'll move the ball down to the 20-yard line.
Well, this Rose defensive interior, and a lot of their games are going to be tough to run on. They really showed themselves well tonight, this Rose defense. They've been put in some tough situations tonight. Sometimes with some, some turnovers or some bad snaps from punts and things of that nature. But they really showed themselves well tonight.
Well, and the other
lot to build on.
If you're a Rose-Hulman fan, your other thing you're looking at is, in years past, the last couple years, in 19 and 18, they played against Mount Union.
Yeah.
They threw this one in the end zone. Did he get it?
No.
Incomplete, out of bounds.
They gave a little window dressing over there on the far side with the top side receiver acting like it's going to be a backwards pass, and then you go to the pylon. And Rose-Hulman defended that very well. Stayed right with it. Not fooled.
If you look at 2019, 2018, and the ways they played against, let's say, Mount Union, Wabash College is one of the top teams in the country. We would say coming in, they've been rated. This Rose-Hulman team has shown up and played very well for most of the ball game. And if they can continue to do that and improve the next couple weeks, they can really compete for things like a conference
Make the tackle.
championship.
He fell forward for 2 to 3 more. I would have loved to see that tackle made at the 20. I know I'm asking for a lot, but these are some of these finer things that later on in the season we're going to need pivotal situations. We're going to need to make that tackle, stop them dead, and that's tough. I know it's a lot to ask for.
You also notice that Wabash didn't attempt a field goal.
Right.
And because of that, Rose-Hulman still gains possession of the football. Yep. It's still trailing 33-16, so no points were scored even though they drove the ball the length of the field.
Yep.
3 receivers here to the bottom of the screen. They'll throw the quick one on the backside, and it's tipped up again.
They had a lot of zip on it, and when it has zip like that and it bounces, it's going to bounce up pretty high like it did like that. Fortunately for Rose-Hulman that it fell to the ground.
Very accurate throw. He's just got to make the catch.
Mm-hmm.
That's why several of those Colts receivers always talked about when they caught one from Manning, they were breaking fingers.
Yeah.
Run for about 3 yards.
Rapierda, the sophomore from Sherman, Illinois. The first time you mentioned Sherman, Illinois, I thought you were going to tell me something about Sherman, but you didn't. You left me begging. I was like, am I going to get it? Am I going to get the story here? But okay.
No, that one I don't know either.
Oh, okay, all right.
You keep giving me problems. My old friend gives me problems all the time. Dion looking deep. He's got a man on a crosser. He went deep. Yeah. He's got him. And
he him off. That's offensive pass interference.
Think it will be?
Yep, I do. He tried to push him off. Franco was right there with him. I didn't see Franco with any grab, and I might have missed it, but I thought the offense pushed off.
Well, he's telling they're all wired together. All the officials have speakers and an actual intercom system. They're all talking it over. The three guys there, the preliminary by the back judge as he threw the flag. And now the white hat's coming in. They're going to talk to him and tell him what they all decided, what they all saw. And we'll see which way all the players start walking.
You're going to wave it off.
No flag.
I was just getting ready to say, with all that said, I would love that to be a no call. There was a little bit of push off. It was very slight, but especially, if it would have been interesting to see what happened if he would have caught the ball.
But I definitely think you're right. I believe it was originally looked at as an offensive pass interference.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Here comes the punt team.
But you talked about the underneath route, the underneath crosser,
and he was there.
He was there, and so
And
hopefully in other weeks we'll get that.
I love that underneath cross route after you've thrown them deep for a while. Mm-hmm. They're coming after the punt again. He gets it off.
Little bounce.
And this is the tough one. See, if you don't field the punt, they fair count every ball. If you don't field it, it'll roll for 10 to 15 yards more, and it did. Wabash with the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
And we just missed a run going right up the middle again. Wabash is going to be content to run the football towards the end. 8 minutes left to go in the ball game, and they need another drive to hopefully finish the ball game for Wabash. For Rose-Hulman, they again have an opportunity to play defense, try to get a turnover, and see if they can move the football down the field.
I'll give you something to chew on, Herb. I know it's only week 1.
It's week 1.
A lot of season left. But looking at what we see today, what's one thing for Rose-Hulman that you would say, okay, I want to see improvement here as we move forward?
Well,
and I'll give you a little time.
Okay.
Play clock.
Inside run again, and I think the actual defense for Rose-Hulman has played well. They're just going to have to make consistent play in the secondary. And that's one thing, as you can see. And then, of course, we know the potential weakness this year was going to be the offensive line. Those guys have to gel together. But those two things, one side, maybe the secondary, making sure we don't have any blown coverages during the week. We had a couple tonight. And then from the offensive line perspective, they need to start controlling line of scrimmage, and they didn't do that well enough tonight to run the football.
It's a tough ask, and I don't want to say anything's impossible, but, oh, boy. And it's a good thing that was a bad pass. Oh, he still made a play.
I'm going to tell you what.
He still made a play.
That's Thompson at his best. He read the corner blitz, threw the hitch behind it, and that's it.
And got to lay it down.
It's a cramp. He grabbed it.
Yeah.
So effectively, that's what he did. I mean, that's a really good quarterback when you can control the ball game, control what you're doing.
But when you see, and Rose-Hulman tried to time that blitz, maybe a little bit earlier than what they wanted, but you try to read this play, guess a snap count, and so like you said, Thompson read that, and he's got a man out there unguarded. But the one thing I said when I said good thing it was a bad throw, once again you had a player have to spin around to throw it to the outside. He have to break his rhythm, but he still made a play, which leads me to the one thing that I've been harping on this all night long. The one thing for me, for Rose, going to have to tackle. The first guy, I know we're asking for a lot. You're out there on an island. A guy has momentum, whatever the case is. You got to bring him down. At least grab him, slow him so the help can come. You don't hardly get a finger on him. You got guys running free. That's a problem. So
in the HCAC, I think the front for Rose-Hulman has played well enough that they can be a dominant factor in what's going on. But, and it's just making sure everybody covers for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Doing your job and not trying to do somebody else's gives you an opportunity to play football. And that's what it's about. It's a team sport. It's a sport we love to watch and love to see what's going on. There's a jumbo package you don't see often. That's the 9-man line. That's awesome. Wow. I haven't seen that. I've put an 8-man before, but I haven't seen a 9. That's
good grief.
That's flat out unbelievable.
That's
they
old
put
school right
everybody
there,
up there. And they got extra linemen in and everything.
Sure do. How many tight ends? You got about 7 tight ends out there?
No, there's not.
You got 7 linemen and 7 tight ends, don't you? That's what it seems like.
They've got 3 tight ends. They've got 3 tight ends, added an extra lineman. That's
which you don't see that outside the San Francisco 49ers. You just don't see 3 tight.
This is slobber knocker stuff, man.
I love this.
This is grinder. Wow.
This is as close to rugby as you're going to get.
They just came out there, and really nice play off the edge for Rose-Hulman as he snuck through in that C gap and just made a nice play as a defensive end. And again, that you like to see people do different things, and I'll tell you what, I guarantee you everybody around is going to go, whoa, check out this 8-man line. How are we going to defend that? Yeah. And for Rose-Hulman, I don't know if they knew this one was coming or not, but they have enough people. If they have 6 guys up, they have a 6-3 and 2 safeties. That's about as good as you're going to get on this front. Right up the middle, and boom, first down.
Yeah.
4:29 left to go, and the Wabash coaches are loving this one.
And offensive line loves this type of thing too. It's like we're gonna bring this right at you. We're gonna, drive you back. There's nothing you can do to stop this. And this is just us showing you our superior strength on this series.
And we say that, and in come the little guys.
Yeah.
Here come the little wide receivers, and they are a lot smaller than the guys that just left the field. 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top of your screen, and Thompson again will check the offense in for the Little Giants. He'll hand it off to Campbell off the right side or off the left side. And
there's a good tackle.
Nice defensive play for Rose-Hulman.
And that's where you get a good hold. Even if he kind of slips through, he's already falling down. He's lost his balance because of the tackle that you've made. So not able to let a guy slip through and get the outside. I'm going to reset this play clock here at some point. Yeah.
Well, we'll keep her running.
Is it going on that side?
Yeah, it's already.
Okay, now
it reset, but it didn't reset very well. Here we go.
Didn't.
3:20 left to go in the ball game, and that clock is going to run for 30 seconds.
You notice the white hat didn't stop the thing and ask it to be reset?
No, he didn't.
No, yeah.
Trying to run the clock out are the Wabash Little Giants to pick up their first victory of the season. For Rose-Hulman, they're going to have chances to pick up several games here.
Yeah.
They're going to play at Trine next week and at Hope in the following week, and then the conference schedule comes to fruition for the Fighting Engineers. Again, they're doing a great job in stopping the run up front. It's just the legs of Thompson off of any kind of scramble caused them trouble, and the ability to throw the medium routes for Thompson. It wasn't deep all the time, but those medium routes and actions were not picked up as well as they need to be. With some adjustments, Rose-Hulman can play with a team like Wabash. Wabash, again, coming in ranked number 1 in their conference, the North Coast Athletic Conference. They were the 2019 representative in the Division III National Playoffs. So it's an outstanding program. Right. Coach Morrell's done a great job in continuing the tradition. There are several other head coaches that have come out of Wabash and done very well in areas such as Division I and pick those up. And currently, Chris Creighton, a former coach for Wabash, picked up a new contract, and he probably deserves that at Eastern Michigan. Did a great job when he was at Wabash, but more importantly has been winning at a program that usually doesn't win in Eastern Michigan. Timeout's been called by Rose-Hulman. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And as we return, it's 33-16, 1:54 left to go in the ball game. Timeout was called so that Rose-Hulman gets a little bit more time. Again, at this point, it's all about practice and seeing what you can do. 2-minute drill potentially for Rose-Hulman to see if they can move the football.
See where this punt lands.
Punt formation. He's done a great job in all his punting. And I'll tell you what, with a low punt snap, and he'll get it out of bounds inside the 20 again.
Yeah, he did. Still looking for that corner. He was going for that corner again.
He got it
and, you know, I know he wants to get that thing to the 5-yard line on that corner. But he's had good practice out here tonight in the game situation. Here in the rain and wet balls sometimes. And he's had some great punts. And so that'll be a weapon for Wabash going forward, trying to flip that field after we've seen them do couple times here tonight.
Sure.
Anytime you got your opponent started inside the 20, that's a good thing.
It's emptied out, and they brought the house, and he's going to throw the slant and almost got it picked.
Boy.
That's a tough one.
Got to be fast and got to be on the spot and to let him a little bit too much. You know, we're going to know a lot about Rose the next time we see him. Of course, they're on the road. You mentioned the next 3 weeks, 2 weeks out of conference, and then the Heartland Conference opener at Defiance. But, you know, Rose is going to be tested by the time they get to conference. They're going to know exactly what kind of team they have. Hopefully they can be healthy at that point.
And a first down picked up on that throw to Noah Thomas.
You know, week one, you get to see some tape, and you're still putting everything together. But what do you see?
Oh, yeah. But you just notice the Wabash fans are still here cheering. Yes. They got the whole set of guys on the other side just letting them have it. Having a good time. Ball's completed out to the edge. With that catch, the clock will continue to run. We're just approaching that 1 minute mark.
But the next time we see Rose-Hulman here at home will be against number 1 ranked team in the Heartland Conference, and that's Hanover.
And Hanover has a bunch of players returning too. And that's the odd one. Tipped ball, knocked to the ground. That'll stop the clock. 54 seconds left to go. But yes, Hanover, they should be very good. And you're also looking at, again, Mount St. Joe having an opportunity to do things. They're ranked preseason in the conference at number 2. Rose-Hulman would be 3. Both of those teams are at home. If you can hold court at home, you can come out a conference champion, and that's what you have to do. Again, Wabash will travel to Hiram, and that's an interesting place to go in itself. I've been out there before. I had one of my former players coaching there at one time. Completed pass will give you a first down. The clock's moving at 45 seconds. They're going to run people across the formation into a trips to the right side. Bunch. They're going to hand it off, and with 30 seconds left to go, nobody has to snap another one unless they're going to try to do something else with it. And they're still trying to get the practice situation. 15 seconds left to go. Empty backfield. Three-man rush for Wabash. He may throw it in the middle. He's got a man down the middle, and he's going to turn the corner down the sideline. He's got a chance, makes the cutback, and he will go in and score.
Thought he was going to go out of bounds, but Hury did not go out of bounds, tiptoed. And how about you got 1 second on the clock.
But Fury ends up scoring on that one. I'll tell you what, he does a nice job returning kicks, but scored the touchdown, and Rose-Hulman will go in and kick an extra point, and it cuts the score down. It's now 33-22, but in reality, we know what was really going on the whole evening. Wabash is an excellent football team. We can see why they are rated at a certain point. Rose-Hulman kept clinging and fighting, and I saw some improvement in some of the things we saw even from this last spring.
Right.
And with that opportunity, we're looking for a good season for the Fighting Engineers coming down the road here. Snap kick is up, and it's good. 1 second left to go in the ball game. We'll have a kickoff, and that could be it if he doesn't fair catch it.
Yeah, maybe he'll fair catch it, take one. I mean, not fair catch it, but catch it, take one step, and then
fall down. Yeah, we'll see. But that's kind of what's going on. Again, we're gonna wish Wabash the best as they play in the North Central Conference, and I know they've got some tough teams coming up.
Yeah.
Traditional powers in the state of Ohio, not Mount Union, but still it's an excellent conference that they play in, and a lot of quality institutions. And that's the other thing about these two teams playing each other. They both have high academic standards, where you don't see that in all the Division III teams or in NAIA ball or whatever you're going to talk about. These two teams really typify the idea of a student athlete. I mean, in Rose-Hulman, the Fighting Engineers is #1 engineering school in the country. Wabash is very well ranked right now in the top, and I saw one of them, I think it was the top 300 liberal arts schools in the country. And they deserve that ranking. It's an excellent school. Like I said, I have one of my former players playing on Wabash this year. Both of these guys, I've sent players to both schools. It's an excellent, both of these schools are just excellent in what they do and portray, and we wish nothing but the best for both of them as things go on. Deep kick down the middle. We're going to hopefully have a kneel down later on. Touchback, and nothing but the shouting is left over here as Wabash will come out and hopefully kneel on the ball, and we'll get the end of the start of the 2021 season. It's great to have football back.
Sure is.
In Indiana in college football, and these two teams playing this afternoon or this evening, it's been nothing but good to see both of them doing things, and everybody wants to get something in. There's a couple guys that'll go in for the 1 second play to say they played and get an opportunity for maybe that varsity letter for some of the younger guys. And they kneel on that one. That'll be the ball game. Wabash College with a 33-23 victory over the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. We'll keep the actual film rolling here for just a little bit. You can get to see both these teams align themselves at the 50-yard line and go through the handshakes as the coaches meet in the center, and players will meet as well. And as we look ahead for different things going on right now, who do we have this Friday night to go watch?
Friday night, Terre Haute North plays a team they've played a couple of times. They play Terre Haute South. That'll be at Memorial Stadium on Friday night, 7 o'clock start.
And don't they ring something with that?
They have this bell, this Liberty Bell thing that they ring, and Terre Haute North.
I know
has possession of it right now.
We'll have a lot of friends listening on this side from the Wabash side. They have a bell they try to play for as well. So, and everybody plays for one of those things. Rose-Hulman plays in rivalry games as well. And when you're looking at the seasons coming up for both these teams, all their goals are still before them.
That's right.
You do, because this is a non-conference game for Rose-Hulman. They still have a chance to win the conference. They still have a chance to win every ball game from here on out and have a statement. And you can see the improvement that's been made. It's just a matter of making sure that those kinds of things take place from week to week. We're going to pause, come back with our post-game comments and statistics. If you want to listen to those, join us here on Indiana Sports Network.
Union Hospital Maternal Child Services delivered 1,692 little ones in 2020, enough to fill 85 kindergarten classes in 2025, 188 Little League teams in 2027, 153 soccer teams in 2035, 1,692 graduation robes in 2038. Little hands, little feet, little noses. Maternal Child Services at Union Hospital, delivering the little things that mean so much, especially now.
It's your deal, your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Your vehicle in stock with new inventory arriving daily. Your experience, shop in-store or from home. Your savings, new Jeep Renegade, $179 per month. New Ram Bighorn, only $369 during the Ram Spotlight sales event. Shop your deal, your way at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today. We'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back as you look at Wabash College as they kneel in the middle part of the field and listen to their coach talk about their goals for the rest of the year and things going on. For Rose-Hulman, the same opportunities exist. We're very pleased to bring you the opportunity we're pleased to have the opportunity to broadcast here at Rose-Hulman. Rose-Hulman does not have students that do this because their students are actually in class and studying and doing those kinds of things. So they don't have those kinds of classes in TV production and those kinds of things. We're very pleased to bring you the home events that we have here at Rose-Hulman. And occasionally we get to do some on the road as well. Our next broadcast for Rose-Hulman will be October 9th, and it will be the big one. Hanover comes to town for a 2 p.m. start, and that, my friends, boils down to what we have seen the last 5 years as a championship-style ball game. Yeah. Whoever wins the ball game usually has the inside track on the conference title. Usually it's held later in the season. For Rose-Hulman, this is early in the season, right. Game number 2 in the conference. I think that'll be a great ball game.
I think so as well, and Rose-Hulman has a lot they can look at with this tape and build upon and, fine-tune. So, a lot of positive things that we saw here today for Rose-Hulman. It had some question marks. I thought the offensive line held up, better than I was expecting, especially when you look at the pocket that Andrew Dion had at times. So didn't always have it. He had to scramble at some points. But the offensive line, which is very young and which faced a very experienced and big and athletic defensive line, they didn't get run over roughshod during this game. They held their ground at points. Rose wasn't able to run, but Dion had some pockets. And so the offensive line will continue to work. They'll continue to gel. But I thought for week 1 against a very good opponent, they showed pretty well tonight.
Played very well, played all the way through to the end. Again, Rose-Hulman goes down to Wabash this season 33-23. We'll be on the air with all the home games that Rose-Hulman will play during this 2021 season. Again, the next time we'll be on for a broadcast is October 9th. Hanover comes to town. We'll have all the actions for you live here on Indiana Sports Network. For Walter Gordon, I'm Herb King saying so long.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.